Hey guys, if you enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast, be sure to go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get your free audio book. They have books like The God Delusion or Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Also, 150,000 other titles to choose from. So be sure to check that out. It supports the show and you get a free audiobook in the process. So what the fuck do you have to lose? Tacos. The Drunken Peasants podcast is satirical in nature, and while we do occasionally delve into serious issues and discussions, our primary purpose is to entertain and amuse. In other words, don't take this shit too seriously.
Live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist?
It's okay. You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be liked.
You're garbage.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, where we DP the fuck out of the news. I am Ben, and I am here with TJ and Scotty.
The great and powerful TJ.
The great.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The meek and timid Scotty.
I'm the meek and timid.
Sorry about starting the show late, everybody. TJ had to.
I'm not sorry.
He had to lay in bed and masturbate and eat Oreos.
Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, TJ bought Numinos this time.
Yeah, it's Numinos, bitch. That's the Randy Newman brand of Oreos. It's the closest thing you can get to Oreo.
Randy Newman?
Not Randy Newman. It's not Randy
Paul
Newman. Paul
Newman.
Newman. Sorry.
Randy Newman.
I don't know why I went Randy.
In cars.
You know what you can say though, TJ?
Dun, dun,
All the profits go to charity. So TJ's contributing to charity.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, take them
I feel
back.
dirty eating them now.
You know,
Ugh.
all the Numan-owned stuff goes to charity.
I was aware of that, Scotty. I'm actually a very socially conscious individual.
You're quite the philanthropist.
See?
Pissed.
Pissed.
You're quite pissed.
Yeah, I'm always pissed.
Couple of announcements.
And I'm always philandering, so
Shut up, TJ. No one likes you.
makes sense.
This coming Friday's show, we're going to host a debate between Dr. Jean-Francois and someone he gave me a little bit of information about, a creationist by the name of Brian Young. Says here, Brian Young is an internationally known speaker and author. He is the director of the Creation Instruction Association.
Oh.
He has defended creationism in many public venues, including many universities and prisons.
Unsuccessfully.
He is the author of Doubts About Creation? Not After This.
Yeah.
A book that claims that scientific points towards Noah's flood as the... A book that claims that scientific evidence points towards Noah's flood as the best explanation for the geological and biological phenomenon observed on Earth today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
So we're going to be hosting that debate. It's going to be a very different type of show.
Yeah. Probably won't be interjecting much ourselves for that one.
Right. We're going to kind of let it run its course.
Hands off, Just kind of, tase one of them when they go off course.
It should be very interesting, though, and we hope everyone tunes into it. And if people like it, then we'll do probably one a month for the next few months. Another big announcement, the following Friday, that would be Friday the 20th. I have confirmed that we're going to have the RPG Minx as a guest here on the show. So that should be awesome. She has a popular gaming channel, for those of you who don't know who she is. And she just reached over 1 million subscribers just recently.
Did she celebrate with hookers and ice cream?
I don't know.
Hopefully she did.
Hookers and ice
Actually, when you hit 1 million on YouTube, they do send you something, so that is a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah.
And for how popular she is, it's amazing that she's actually managed to remain totally anonymous. It's pretty interesting.
You know, I mean, the thing on the internet is with the gaming channels, that kind of tends to be more the case because they're just going to listen to your voice and like what you're talking about as opposed to just like the person.
But a lot of female gamers, you know, put the cleavage out there and that kind of shit.
Well, that's even more kudos to her because she's not doing any of that.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's all personality with her.
Yeah.
She, you know, it's pretty cool. The only thing that even gives us any indication of what she looks like are drawings, which could in fact look nothing like her.
Yeah, they could
whatsoever
be to mislead people.
Yeah, who knows?
She probably like secretly has a mansion with like lots of traps, so people try to track her down. They just end up getting killed or something.
I've been watching.
Probably just like Scotty with a wig.
I've been watching a lot of her videos, and she has a good sense of humor. And I think she likes the show a lot, so I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
So me and Scotty made a deal. Scotty said that I could play Hey Scotties if they were funny.
Yeah, if they're funny.
I think this one's funny.
Let's take a look.
You can let me know. Here it comes, the first Hey Scotty while Scotty was here anyway, in quite a long time.
Oh, if I'm not here, then I don't like it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Hey, Scotty.
You're a fucking mutt!
I hate you, TJ.
That's awesome. I hate you, TJ.
What the fuck was going on there? Was that like during the hurricane or after the hurricane?
No. Where our mom lives is in like a flood zone, so like if there's a heavy rain, it'll flood like their land. Like basically, they live back in the woods, and there's like a long driveway, so the driveway will flood.
You got a real purty mouth there, boy.
Yeah, what was going on there? Why? What do you?
Just heavy rain will do it there. I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be because they've dug out the ditches and a lot of more stuff, but it can still flood there.
You're like carrying a cooler.
And a lot of Louisiana is like southern Louisiana is below sea level or near it. I mean, where they live is actually not. They just live in like low land.
What's in the cooler though, Scotty? Body parts,
probably.
Because I think you were filming him for some reason, and he didn't want you to be filming him.
It wasn't anyone wanted filming me. It was just like I was basically like I had to go fucking do it. I think it was like we probably did paper rock scissors and something. And he probably won. So I probably had to walk all the way down. Oh, I was getting groceries. That's what I was doing.
Oh, I see.
Like one of our stepdad's friends probably, I think, brought something. I had to go down and grab it and bring it back.
and then be snakes in them waters right there.
Yeah, there are.
Well,
That's why I wouldn't even go in there. Fuck that shit.
Whatever.
I'd rather die.
I walked out a ton of times and nothing ever happened.
Rather die.
Okay.
No, you wouldn't rather die.
I'd rather die.
No, you're afraid of dying. You wouldn't rather die.
Afraid of snakes more than dying, though.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so if I gave you the option to like hold a boa constrictor for 5 minutes or let me shoot you in the head, you wouldn't choose the boa constrictor.
I think anyone would choose the boa constrictor.
I would choose neither, but
oh, okay. Well, no, you have to choose.
If I have
one.
to choose,
yeah.
Well, I guess I'd do the boa constrictor, but only because I can like erase the memory afterwards.
Right. So you're more afraid to die.
Okay, you could just hold the boa constrictor by its neck the entire time.
But I wouldn't be judging based on my level of fear. I'd be judging based on like the fact that one can, only has limited consequences. So
you would be thinking rationally about death at that point.
Yeah, but I'm afraid of both, so it's just choosing between two fears.
TJ is Voldemort.
Yeah.
He fears death.
All right, so
Horcruxes or just whores. Either one.
Horcruxes.
That's what they call them, Ben.
So we got a new Troll or Not a Troll song.
Troll. Oh, we got a new one, huh?
Yeah. You guys let me know if this one's better. This one's actually a parody. So
Ben.
Here we go.
Troll or Not a Troll.
And other one's better.
I like the other one better too.
All right, we're gonna keep using the other one again. Fuck all you guys who didn't like it.
Too fucking bad.
All right, so let us know in the comments section, troll or not a troll.
Troll.
America, I hope you're happy. I hope you're real happy with it. I've tried to tell you that America is sliding into socialism.
Yep.
And I've said it before.
Yep.
If you didn't listen to the hour being good earlier on,
yep.
What letter does socialism start with?
S.
D.
What letter does Satan start with? S.
S, right.
Oh, shit.
What letter does sodomy start with?
S.
S.
Oh, fuck.
What letter does soccer start with? I'm going to give you a great big guess on that one. It's a S. Do you think this is some kind of coincidence or something?
No.
No way. It
Do
can't
you
be.
really honestly think that? Because it ain't. It ain't at all.
I see the error in my
Soccer
ways now.
is against God. All right? God gave you 2 legs.
Yeah.
This is true. He also gave you 2 arms. And 2 hands.
It checks out.
And
The
10
math checks
fingers.
out.
And 2 elbows.
Everything
Shit,
you're
now
saying
he's
so
going-
far is
now he's going
factually
crazy
accurate.
with math.
Why did he give those to you?
I don't know.
To jerk
He
off.
Not to
gave
play
them to
soccer, that's
you
for sure.
To use. Are you allowed to use your arms or hands in soccer? No.
Sure.
Hey,
If
he's
you're the
white.
go-
Yeah, you are.
If you're the goalie,
Well, yeah,
if you're the goalie,
goalie.
or if the ball, or if it's out of bounds. Yeah.
But notice that goalie begins with the same letter as God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you
Shit.
cracked the code.
So
But what about in like all of the other parts of the world where it's not called soccer?
that doesn't matter.
Oh, only
Only
America.
the American.
Only
thing
America matters.
dude.
We all know that. Come on.
I'm gonna go
You
with,
are not.
Yeah. What are you going with?
I'm going
here?
with troll.
Yeah, me too.
I go with not a troll.
Really? Are you trolling?
Not a troll. He's serious.
I think Scotty is trolling with his
serious.
answer.
No, I'm not. I'm 100% sincere.
That starts with an S too.
Sincere.
Oh shit.
Satan.
Sodomy. Salamander.
So,
Salads. Don't eat salads anymore. It's S.
believe it or not,
Snakes.
I have found the most unique Vigilant Christian video ever, and it is not like any of the other Vigilant Christian videos.
One of these things is not like the.
And the Vigilant Christian pretty much contradicts most of the things he said in his other videos in this particular video.
That's pretty
This
fun.
has to be seen then. That's actually shocking.
And the reason is because someone took something he said and was like, that's Illuminati symbolism. And he's like, hey, no, wait
a minute.
You guys are just being paranoid. And we'll go ahead and
What?
play it here. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yep.
roll that shit.
Hey, self-awareness also starts with an S. Da 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 da. I feel like the letters are coming at
The
you.
Vigilant Illuminati Network.
I feel like the
presents-
letters are coming
Hey everyone, it's
on me.
Vigilant Christian Mario, and you're here for a video I needed to make to address some absolute YouTube ridiculousness.
Look at it. Look at what he's doing.
Oh shit.
Look at it. Mark of the
Illuminati.
beast.
Illuminati.
Illuminati, Mario. We caught you. We caught you,
Fucking
motherfucker.
evil Canadian Illuminati piece of
Is
shit.
he doing the 6 hand sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That oh shit.
Yeah.
And that's him, right?
Yep, that's
Holy
Mario.
fuck.
The Vigilant
Come on, Mario,
Christian.
really?
Vigilant Christian.
Yeah, we caught on
Yeah,
your ass,
we're
Mario.
on to you, motherfucker. Well, yeah, why don't you go back and suck some more Illuminati dick, buddy?
Illuminati confirmed. That's why he didn't want to come on our show, because
Yep.
we'd figure it out.
Yeah, he was afraid that we'd use our fucking powers of deduction to find his ass out.
In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the accusations that came from me posting videos in my new studio. If you haven't seen the videos, I'm going to go ahead and leave them in the description section. Is the Vigilant Christian jealous of Drake, Big Sean, Kanye West, and other satanic puppets? And also, is the Vigilant Christian a homophobe? No. Christian phobia exposed. So, in these videos, I accidentally put my hand in the position of what can be
Accidentally, right? Hold on.
What an accident.
Yeah.
I believe there are no accidents. What are you talking about? You know? If there's one thing we've learned from watching Vigilant Christian videos is that nothing is just a coincidence.
No. I'm not convinced by this explanation.
commonly interpreted as an Illuminati hand sign. Now, I wanted to address this because this absolutely is getting too far and absolutely ridiculous and crazy here on YouTube. This is not my message at all. For those of you who haven't seen my previous video that I've done dealing with this, it's called Be Vigilant, Not Paranoid, with Illuminati symbolism. Big difference. I
No.
made this video back in 2000.
No, there's not.
No. Sorry, Mario. You can't split hairs now. You already said enough crazy shit.
All of your old videos are there for us to watch.
Yeah, you said too much wild off the wall shit. You've ascribed to Satan what could be attributed to coincidence too many times to use this card now.
Like, oh, it's different. I'm just saying be vigilant.
Yeah.
and aware.
Finally, when it's used against him, then it's, oh, you're paranoid. You're a paranoid motherfucker.
He's gone around and been like, you're Satan. Why? Well, you used the little symbol. Yeah. And you're Satan. Why? Because you said this.
And now someone's like, "Oh, I accidentally put my hand in this."
And then
symbol.
and then someone points to the Vigilant Christian and says, "You're Satan." He's like, "What? Where's your evidence? Come on, guys, let's not be crazy here."
You're being paranoid, buddy. I said be vigilant, not paranoid.
2013, because I started to recognize that there was a growing number of people who were horribly misinterpreting this message. So much so that they are not vigilant anymore. They are absolutely paranoid.
Just like
so, check this video out. I've left it up in the description section below. I never said in my videos that every single time you see someone doing a pyramid or doing an OK sign with their hands, that automatically it associates them to the secret society that is bringing about the new world.
Yes, you actually... Yeah, you have. I don't know. Has Vigilant Christian ever seen a Vigilant Christian video?
No, I don't even.
But
I don't think he watches
let's even
them.
assume that, let's even take him at face value. How does he know the difference? You know what I mean? Like, oh, because she's doing it, it's not a symbol, is what he's saying? It's like, okay, well, how can you prove that, though? Because you're saying all these things in pop culture are all satanic symbols. Like, Family Guy is satanic. Every Disney movie pretty much known to man is all satanic.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter. And, like...
Yoga.
But when he does it, it's
Credit
not.
card debt.
Yeah, when he does it, it's not.
Girlfriends.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so basically it's like, the same thing was like, you're the pastor that gets fucked in the ass, but then it's not gay. It's like, oh, I was confused, give me a fucking break, Mario. You just been called on your own bullshit, and now you're fucking trying to make an excuse and just trying to do some gymnastics to get out of it. Oh, well, when I do it, I said be vigilant, and my channel name is Vigilant, if you noticed that. And what I'm trying to say is, look over there, and I'm good.
When I do it, I'm being vigilant. When you do it, you're being paranoid.
I think there's some appropriate music for this moment. It's like, dun 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 dun.
Is that when Mario dies?
Yes.
Order. Now, these people who mistakenly adopt this mindset and go out there and spread videos like this are an absolute detriment to the movement, and they need to be dealt with, because this is causing the trolls to have all sorts of ammunition on us. You're not being vigilant, you're being paranoid. What is paranoia? Suspicion and mistrust of people or their actions without evidence or justification. I'm going to show you the evidence that I have.
Oh my god!
Hey, Pot. Yes, Kettle. You look a bit black to me today.
Oh my god! What the fuck? He has no self-awareness at all. He has no self-awareness. It's incredible. I mean, like, a brick has more self-awareness than this guy. Put a fucking brick in front of a mirror. It's like, is that me? Put fucking Vigilant Christian Mario in front of a mirror. He's like, what's that? Is that some kind of Illuminati over there? I'm scared. It's moving just like me.
I'm scared.
Make the claim that someone is part of the elite secret society. More specifically, they are puppets of that secret society. But I'm going to show you the evidence that I've been showing is not just simple little signs and symbols. It goes way beyond that.
No, it doesn't.
But there are some people who are becoming absolutely paranoid and think that just because you see a triangle and you see someone doing an OK hand sign, it automatically makes them a shill, part of the elite, and nonsense.
Wow, hey, someone has got to download this video and, like, cut him against himself.
I know.
It's going to be beautiful. Anyone who wants to do that, please. It could be brilliant. If we had time, we would do it.
Yeah. We're too busy laying around in bed eating
Jerking
Oreos.
off.
Yep.
Eating Oreos.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
That. What I've been trying to teach is what the Bible teaches, which says to be vigilant, keeping careful watch for possible dangers or difficulties. Triangles and OK hand signs are not possible dangers or difficulties. Absolutely not. I'm going to show you how we properly interpret those.
Oh yeah,
at
show
the end
us.
Of the video, but I'm going to show you
Learn
what
us
the
some
real
knowledge.
dangers and difficulties are that we need to stand vigilant against. What is happening because of people who are spreading this absolute paranoid insanity is is trolls and unbelievers of the Illuminati secret society conspiracy theory are having
Unbelievers.
tons of ammunition to make us look absolutely ridiculous. And those of you who just
don't need any
simply
help.
would make videos when I go ahead and mistakenly, because I'm a French person, use my hands and
cause he's a French person.
'Cause I'm
Yeah,
French.
he's.
What does that have to do with it?
Yeah, I guess French people talk with their hands, maybe like how Italians do. But what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Fuck you, Mario.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
talk, you just give them so much more power. Look at the memes that they make up because of people like you. This is taking the
people
message
like
that I
you.
produce
You know what?
and absolutely
You know what's so
warping
funny?
it.
You can hear in his voice how like pissed off he is. People like you.
People like you.
How dare you? How dare you call me on this shit?
He's taking this picture and being like, "Look how ridiculous this is that people do this kind of stuff." He doesn't think he has any part in people being weird and paranoid.
The cognitive dissonance of this video is just astonishing.
This isn't what I've been talking about at all. And you've probably seen many of these memes circulating, mocking those who are coming out,
It's just as
showing that there
credible
is
as what you do,
evidence within the
Mario.
entertainment industry that there is a secret cabal that uses entertainers as absolute puppets. You'll see ridiculous stuff like this because that's how ridiculous
Well, how do you know
out
it's
there
ridiculous,
who
Mario?
would say...
It's you. They're making fun of you.
Yeah.
It's not some other people that are giving you a bad name, you dumb motherfucker. It's you. You're the ridiculous one.
How do we know the Illuminati didn't create
I know.
pizza?
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's making all the like all Mario does is make claims, and he never provides any evidence besides like just look at the symbolism. It's like that's not
No,
evidence.
hey, hold on, Scotty. Cat Williams.
Who gives a shit with
Cat,
that?
no, Cat Williams.
That's just a personal experience
Cat
argument.
Williams.
Oh, Cat Williams
Cat
saw the
Williams.
Illuminati. Yeah,
Cat Williams.
He's another fucking moron.
Cat Williams.
Oh, he's an idiot. He's
They even
garbage.
offered to help. Scotty, Cat Williams has said that the Illuminati even offered him to join. They're like, "You want to be part of this?" He's like, "No."
Was Cat Williams on crack or like smoking crack at the time that offer was made to him?
Well, he is Cat Williams.
You know, that's what I'm
This-
saying.
about me are making the message. You've warped it. You've completely taken it somewhere where it should have never went. And now, because of that absolute paranoia and lack of vigilance, the unbelievers, look what they can do. They can mock us, and then no one's going to listen to my video because you have adopted a paranoid tinfoil wearing hat type of mindset. And that's really what it is, and I'm just going to tell it to you straight. This stuff is absolutely insane to believe. I have been talking about judging people by their fruits. This is a biblical thing that we see that Jesus told us. Does the Bible say we shall know them by their symbols and hand signs?
There's not enough faces or palms to even handle this situation. What the fuck? I mean, like, seriously, he's talking about himself and he doesn't even know it. It's incredible.
He has zero self-awareness.
It's almost like it's almost beautiful in a strange way.
I know. Yeah, I know. When I first watched this video last night, I was like, "Oh my fucking god, this is gold."
Yeah.
I mean, this is the guy. He'll literally be like, "Look, I saw the triangle in The Simpsons." Now he's like, "These people just think triangles anywhere." It's like, oh my god, how can you even be this way?
It is the Vigilant Christian, dude.
But I mean, like,
it's the Vigilant Christian.
I know, but how does he?
Does anything else need to be said?
How does he even get these words out of his mouth and not realize as he's saying, like, holy shit? Yeah,
It's
wait a
because
minute
now he's being attacked, so now he has to come up with some sort of defense, like, how is it? Why is this not plausible? Oh, well, that's because they're tinfoil wearing lunatics, not like me. You know, it's like, okay.
I would even say Gail Cord Schuler has more self-awareness than this motherfucker.
I agree.
I agree with that too.
And that's
I
saying
sadly
a lot.
agree with
and
you.
she literally is a tinfoil hat wearing motherfucker.
Yes.
So
It says we shall know them by their fruits, and their fruits is a metaphor for their actions, what they produce in their lives. So nowhere in the scriptures does it say that in order to identify those who work for the fallen angels and Satan himself, that we would identify them through symbolism or stuff like that. What I'm going to show you is the real evidence that I've been talking about. It's absolutely blatant satanic.
Real evidence.
This is real evidence.
So there's not fake evidence, everyone.
So
This is
are you
real
going to go
evidence.
back? Are you going to go back on all the times you've pointed out symbols and said that this is why this is satanic? Are you going to take back all the times you said that?
I think he's just. I mean, no, because he looks like he's literally about to do it again right now.
Okay, that's what I'm really trying to expose. We need to be vigilant, not against little signs and triangles and nonsense like that. We need to look at the fruits that they're producing.
So every time you've done that, we need to discard that, basically, is what he's saying. Every time he's pointing out some weird triangle or weird symbol, just discard that. Because
I was way ahead of him on that one. So
I know. Has he been watching our show?
I think maybe...
Was he like, man, they're right.
He's starting to realize,
Harry at the Grammys, going up on stage and literally reenacting an occult ritual. It started off with a big moon, which is very symbolic in occult rituals because everything's done with astral alignments. And then
you just did it!
Oh my God! He's saying two different things out of both sides of his mouth. You can't just take symbols and just infer this crazy shit from it. They were using the moon. That's symbolic of Satan. And it's like, what?
So you have to look at it. He's using his big book of bullshit, the Bible, to say, no, we know them by their fruits. And he's like, no, look at the Grammys. Look what you're doing. That's how... I think that's his weak sauce argument, is like, okay, I'm using the scripture and the Bible to point out this stuff. These other people just point out anything. That's his weak argument.
He made the 6 with his hand. I mean, it's clear that was meant as a satanic gesture.
But that was on accident.
There's on accident. You worship Satan on accident.
Yeah, he did.
You just stumble onto a satanic altar made of Christian blood, and you fucking sacrifice an animal to Satan on accident. Oops. It's not how it works. You don't just accidentally worship Satan. You got to make a conscious effort. And Vigilant Christian, obviously, he's been outed as a Satanist.
Vigilant Illuminatiist.
Everyone should go to the Vigilant Christian and tell them that they know that he is a Satanist.
We know the truth.
He's a Satanist. We've seen the truth. We've seen him do the hand gesture.
Let him know that we see through his lies now. He's trying to backpedal.
Yeah, this is bullshit. He's going against everything he ever said. And I'm convinced that he's actually right. That stuff that actually does mean, Illuminati, whatever, Satan. And he is part of it.
Look.
And it's obvious, and we can see that by his own flawless logic. He is clearly Illuminati. He is clearly satanic.
He's trying to backpedal.
Hashtag Vigilant Satanist.
Hashtag the Vigilant Satanist.
Yep.
We're on to you, Mario. It's funny, he can't even help himself. Satan is in his heart so much that when he's trying to lie to us, he goes right back into it. Oh, the moon.
I don't buy it.
Yep.
Nice
she
try,
comes
Mario.
out with a
nice
cross
try.
on herself, symbolizing in front of these demon goat-headed Satan things. She symbolizes a human sacrifice with the fire. This is something that I do expose and deal with, because this is blatant Satanism, and this is the fruit of her art. And the fruit of her art is witchcraft and satanic. Another proof is Eminem sitting in a bath of blood in a song called 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is the demonic witch hour. He's in a pool of blood. I mean, that's pretty blatantly evil.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to point out to people. Not little symbols, because if you go to this is what you're preaching to people. Oh, look for little triangles, and then they're going to laugh at you and me, because they're going to group me up with the insane people out there promoting this mindset. The real problem is that we have mainstream artists.
The real thing is triangles. Even though he's pointed those out himself in the past, that's not what the Illuminati is really about. It's about bathtubs filled with blood,
And the song was called 3 a.m.
There's no way
3 a.m.
There's no way that could just be like a dark, gritty visual motif that's just for effect. No, it's obviously an homage to the Dark Lord.
Our Lord Satan.
Praise thee, Satan.
Who are puppets. They are probably not even in the secret societies. They are literal puppets. All they do is sell their soul for material wealth, and then the elite, who really are in the secret societies, the producers, the executives, the top people in Hollywood, use them like prostitutes and prostitute them out to fulfill their agendas. So these people probably have no clue what's going on. That's why when you ask a lot of them, they're probably like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about, because they're just puppets. some of them might be at the top level in more of a secret society.
Sounds like a nice
learning
conspiracy
the
theory.
mysteries of the mystery
Of course,
schools.
there's lots
but
of evidence to back it up.
Learning
too.
the mysteries of the mystery schools.
I like that.
So credible.
These artists probably don't know because they're just puppets prostituting themselves. Like
He knows so much about the internal workings of the Illuminati. You guys ever notice
I know,
that?
It's amazing.
What a fucking coincidence. How would he know that information unless he
There
was
you
part
go.
of them himself?
Yes.
You
We're
know?
on to you, Mario. We're on to you.
Just ridiculous explanations for Mario's bullshit.
What are you talking about, Scotty? You know, this is we've discovered the truth here. We've discovered the truth. Mario, this entire time, he's been putting up this big front like, oh, I'm against the Illuminati. I'm against the Illuminati. But what he's really trying to do is he's trying to subvert the people who are already been disenfranchised. He's trying to be a false ally.
Dude, Mario's the kind of person when you question him. It's basically like an ad hoc response. Well, Mario, there's this inconsistency in your logic. Oh, well, that's because they're puppets and they just don't know the true extent. It's bullshit.
No, dude. It's all real, but Mario's part of it.
All right, so just anyone who wants to take the time, make sure to let Mario know we're on to him.
Yeah.
Hashtag Vigilant
Watching you, Mario.
Satanist.
We're watching you, Mario.
Watching you!
Come for you, Mario. Come for you.
All right, so
It's me.
I don't know.
Mario.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Chuck E. Cheese is a death trap. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I saw that.
It really is. Like, it's dangerous.
Oh, the police could call the Chuck E. Cheese, I think, more than any other, like, restaurant or, like, place, like, for, like, as far as, like, I think it's, like, geared towards kids. I remember reading something online about that, because they actually give the parents beer, and their kids go run around, and then, of course, kids get into disputes, and the parents get into disputes.
Well, actually, you're not really seeing the point yet, Scotty. This guy is going to explain to us why Chuck E. Cheese is so dangerous.
Oh, okay. Death trap.
Chuck E. Cheese is a death trap. That's pretty startling. Parents across the nation of the United States of America who are watching this video, please take note. I'm a father myself with a 6 and 8-year-old daughter. I am not comfortable with Chuck E. Cheese's procedure of having a huge sign out front that states no guns or weapons allowed. Now listen to me out.
Wow.
Okay, why would you
The
care?
movie theater shooting in Colorado. The perpetrator, the bad guy, purposely went out of his way to find an establishment like a Chuck E. Cheese where they know there's a pretty good chance no one's going to have a gun inside there to fight back and kill the bad guy. So they choose these locations to kill their victims. Do you want your children in an establishment like that?
Wait, aren't schools the same way? So let's start arming children because there have been so many school shootings. That's the solution. Give your 10-year-old a gun, or your 6 and 8-year-old. Give them guns to protect themselves against potential threat.
Well, I think in Texas they've passed laws where teachers can have guns now.
No, but what about the students? The students are the ones getting killed, not the teachers so much.
What about that? What about that guy from American Sniper? He was in a place where no guns were allowed, and that's why he got killed.
that shooting
right?
range. Yes, no guns allowed there.
Yeah. But by this guy's logic, that should have been the safest fucking place you could possibly be.
Oh yeah, it should have been safe.
To get the bad guy.
Wait till you see the footage I have. It's short, but it tells Chuck E. Cheese's stance. I went in, I took my video camera. I got 2 managers on camera. They're putting their hands in front of my face, and they wouldn't even give me a statement. And I just want to know about the safety of my children.
Okay,
Well,
hold on.
change in the
If you're that worried, don't bring your kids to Chuck E. Cheese.
First of all, they're not even the ones who set the policy. So
No.
asking them to issue a statement, they're not there. They're there to like make sure the fucking machine, the tickets are in the machines.
Yeah, the
and-
pizza's being served.
Yeah,
to
and
the
the
fucking kids.
that's their job. Their job is not to issue statements about the fucking corporate.
I demand
policies
a
of Chuck E.
statement.
Cheese.
TJ. Hey, TJ, you ever been to McDonald's?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like how McDonald's makes their fries. Issue me a statement on that right now. Why do they make their fries like that, TJ?
I don't know, man.
Why were my fries cold last time, TJ?
Fuck you, Scotty.
Why were they cold, TJ?
They're cold because you're fucking stupid.
Yeah, TJ, no explanation.
No, I mean like
buddy.
this guy's retarded.
What? Surely
Nation.
you jest.
Tens of thousands of children are there on a daily basis. They have no procedures in place. They have no law enforcement in place. They have no security officers in place. They just have a sign saying, basically inviting bad guys to come in. I mean, I hope not.
Criminals wanted.
This is where bad guys go. They go to places like this.
Well, what about the Fort Hood shooting, where he shot a bunch of people on a military base? Or what about the Gabrielle Gifford shooting when he just shot her in public and there actually were people with guns in the crowd, and actually the people who had the guns in the crowd almost ended up shooting the wrong person because they were so confused by the chaos of the situation.
Okay, I've said it a million times. Unless you're actually trained in law enforcement or handle situations like that, you have no business whipping out a gun and start firing off randomly. I'm going to save the day.
Fuck, we've seen people who are trained in law enforcement that don't even know how to use a gun.
And even then, but at least that's their job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that not every situation, you know, there's going to be a cop or there's going to be someone there. But I mean, I think it's better to err on the side of let me get to safety, and then if I can help in some way, then maybe I can. But not I'm going to pull out my gun and it's like the Wild West and I'm going to shoot him down the street.
I'm a hero. I'm going to be a hero.
Yeah, I mean, like, we don't need these fucking, like, dime store vigilantes who get on YouTube and make crazy-ass videos about how fucking, you know, this Chuck E. Cheese is a death trap because they don't allow guns. The last thing we need is him fucking pulling out his gun in any situation, trying to be the fucking hero, like, I'm gonna save the day.
No one good guy is gonna shoot back. I mean, we know only a good guy with a gun.
What is all this good guy shit?
Yeah,
the fuck
good guy.
This is not the Star Wars universe, motherfucker. It's a little more complicated than bad guys and good guys. All right. I know you stupid conservative NRA type motherfuckers are not the best with nuance, but
also wait, presumably he's a conservative, right?
I would say so. I mean,
what about a business has a right to allow guns or not allow guns?
Yeah, I mean,
support that.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. It's like they're always talking. I mean, this guy's obviously
like free market. Let the free market decide.
This guy's obviously a single issue voter. I mean, you look behind him.
He's an NRA member. He loves guns. That's fine. If he wants to love guns, that's his business. But for him to say, "Oh, why should we be able to carry a gun here?" It's like, well, doesn't the business have a right to not let you carry a gun?
What about the movie theater shooting? Months ago, where the two guys got into an argument. It was like an older guy who was an ex-cop. The younger guy threw popcorn at him, and then the older guy pulled out a gun and shot him and killed him. I'm pretty sure that the older guy was like, "Oh, I'm taking my gun just in case there's bad guys around." And in the end, he ended up being the bad guy.
Yeah, and that's what these motherfuckers don't understand. That's why it disgusts me to see him sitting here talking about himself. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. You ain't a fucking good guy.
Yeah, you'll always make the right decision when it comes to shooting somebody.
You know
right?
what? All you having that gun in public really does for you, honestly, is it makes it more likely that you're gonna just be the bad guy because you lose your fucking temper. That's all that fucking means. And I'm not even saying you shouldn't have the right to fucking take that gun around with you. If a business wants to let you carry that gun, I'm fine with it. If society wants to let you carry that gun, you know what? I'll say I'll chalk that up to price of freedom. Even though I don't agree with the decision, it's your fucking decision to make. And there's way too many people who are gun nuts for me to possibly say I'm gonna take their guns away. For fuck's sake, they're the ones with guns. But for you to act all indignant like any place that doesn't allow guns is actually like creating a threat to safety, you're a moron.
And a coward.
Guy with a gun. As you'll see in this video, both managers blew me off. They're trying to cover the camera up.
Yeah, because a crazy fuck is trying to interview them.
Who's going to protect my children if I can't carry a gun into your establishment?
If you're that fucking worried, don't fucking go to Chuck E. Cheese. If it's really that big of a concern, if you have made the determination that Chuck E. Cheese is an unsafe environment for your precious fucking children, then simply do not take them there.
No one's frisking you. So, is that sign going to stop anybody?
That's another good point. If you really want to bring a gun in there, they ain't fucking. You ain't going through a metal detector. They ain't frisking you either. So if you really want to bring your gun, makes you feel safe, just do it. They're not even going to find out.
My audience to slam Chuck E. Cheese because they're putting children, our future, in danger.
Oh my God!
Slam schools. They don't let kids carry guns.
And I tell you, the one nice girl, the employee, she said, I said, "Who's gonna protect all the children in here?" And she goes, "I am. We are." Yeah. That's their procedure. That's Chuck E. Cheese's procedure on protecting children.
Yeah, because there's so many fucking times where people have gone into fucking Chuck E. Cheese
Trying to do some harm
with
to children.
guns. Like, I'm gonna go into Chuck E. Cheese and just mow some children down.
It happens all the time. Every
It
week.
has not happened once. And even if it did happen once, it still would have only happened once.
You know, letting whoever the fuck wants to carry a gun in there isn't going to stop, you know, that situation from happening again.
What do these fucking pussies need to feel comfortable out in public? Do they just do they want like an armed contingency of guards everywhere? Like, we should just have like armed fucking guards in any place where the public gathers that can fuck. Like, we're here to shoot down anyone who tries anything.
This guy's need to roll around in a tank and then just have like as many guns as he can carry around with him. Like, even if someone tried to shoot me, my guns would just ricochet the bullet away.
The footage I have, and they actually threatened to call the police on me for asking a question on video as to what they're.
I know. I think it's called trespassing.
Yeah, it's a private business that you're trespassing if they don't want you there, dude. Just like if you come to my house and you're an idiot and I say leave, you have to leave or you're trespassing.
Security measures are to protect children. Keep out of Chuck E. Cheese is what I say. Let me know your opinion. I'm flabbergasted. My daughters. Well, I'll tell you what, we're not going to Chuck E.
I'm
Cheese
flabbergasted
anymore,
too.
girls. I told them already. We're done. You're not safe in there. Here's the footage. And my name is Tom with WeaponsEducation.com.
Weapons Education. He's going to
Second
teach
Amendment,
you.
please subscribe. If you're not pro Second Amendment, you know what? Go ahead and move to China or France, because a lot of people are going to see this video who are not part of my normal audience.
Go ahead.
Just
leave
move
this
to a country like Russia, and then you'll understand what it's not like to have good guys with a gun to protect you.
So,
move to a country
we're supposed to have a free society where people can have different opinions. But if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Right. And there's no good guys to protect you in France because they don't have guns to protect you.
Yeah, Russia, China, and France are just lawless societies where, you know, there's no police, there's no guns. People just are at the mercy of anyone who wants to victimize them at will. That's how those countries are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to WeaponsEducation.com.
Here's me harassing some normal people.
Okay, so.
Oh my God.
Here we are at Chuck E. Cheese, one of the largest chains where children come to play. They all get together. And girls, I have two girls, age 6 and 8. There they are.
Oh my God, those poor children.
What's your
I know.
age? Jessica, what's your age? 8. You excited? You're at Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah? Sophia, you excited?
Bro, they say.
How excited are you?
They're about to be pretty disappointed.
I know. Did he tell them, hey, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, and did not tell them that he was just using them as pawns to make a political statement?
Yeah. Hey, girls, you excited?
Wait, whoa, guys. He's just concerned for their safety.
He wants to so he brought his daughters with him just so he could basically pull a fucking cheap political stunt and like just crush their hopes and, you know, make them disappointed in the process.
That's a very warped way of looking at things, TJ.
Want to go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, it's so happy, so happy. Let's go in there.
Oh boy, what's this all about?
Oh, it's just spontaneous. I didn't know this was here. Oh my God.
So you know what happened? He took his kids there, and it's like he was probably with his wife or something. Just leave the gun in the car. Ugh. Fucking asshole. Tell me I can't have my gun with me. I sleep with my gun.
Yeah, up his ass.
Probably.
No weapons or firearms. I'm at the entrance. Oh my gosh. Look at the manager here. Let's see if he'll talk to me.
Don't record me.
You're not allowed. Chuck E. Cheese will not explain your procedures on no guns or firearms.
I'll be more than happy to give you a number of somebody you can talk to.
All right, so that's Chuck E. Cheese's response.
She's fucking busy, dude. She has a business to run.
She's not the spokesperson for Chuck E. Cheese, you fucking moron. I'm pretty sure that, you know, this guy can't even legally be uploading this footage undoctored like this.
Without blurring out their faces?
Right, because he didn't get permission. This is private property. This is not like public property where he can just go and film people.
As to the safety of the children, there's no law enforcement here.
Oh my God! Look how dangerous!
There's no law enforcement here.
Fuck!
Why isn't Chuck E.
enforcement.
Cheese
Who
a
cares?
police state, guys? Seriously, come on, guys.
It looks so dangerous in there, guys. Look,
I mean, look.
those kids are playing. That kid's having a drink. The mom's getting some tokens.
Oh my God!
This is a hotbed of radical Islam, probably.
What if someone came
Where's
in-
ISIS? ISIS is behind the machine.
Oh, look, there it is, right there.
What if someone came and tried to jack that bitch while she was
Dude,
taking the tokens out
Imagine
of the
if that
machine?
ice cream is poisoned.
Oh yeah,
The ice cream machine right there.
Or
Look,
what
it's
if
poison?
what if some crazy post-apocalyptic future punk terrorist comes in one of their Mad Max cars and just slams up in that bitch and starts fucking opening fire on all these little kids?
There.
Who's gonna stop him?
Is there any armed security?
Like, is this guy for real?
Is there armed security here? Who is here to protect the children?
We are?
I don't know something.
That girl's probably like 16 or something.
A sign that says no law-abiding citizen can have a gun or firearm. And so who can protect the children?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who are you?
My name is Tom with Weapons Education, one of the largest gun channels on the internet. And I just want to tell the world, I want to tell the world on what Chuck E. Cheese is. Are you a manager, sir? Hi.
I need you to stop recording unless you want me to call the cops and we can escort you out of here. But you need to put the camera out.
Is there a sign for no recording?
Sir, please put the camera away. If you want to record us or whatever, then we can give you a number in which you can call and ask our corporate office.
All right.
Unfortunately, you need to put the camera away. Start putting that in our face.
So hold on.
So we don't need cameras in our face.
Here's a real basic question. Two people have now told him I could give you a number of someone you can contact if you want to talk to him about this policy, and this guy's saying I can put you in touch with corporate. So how come he made no attempt to actually do that if he's so concerned about this?
Yeah, why didn't you call up and say, I'm recording this conversation, I want to understand this policy?
Wouldn't it make more sense to actually talk to someone
He just
who
wants to get kicked out. It's so obvious. He just wants to go in there and cause a problem and get kicked out and be like, look at Chuck E. Cheese's. I went in there just to ask him questions. And this is what they did to me.
I just went there and harassed their employees and asked them unreasonable questions and acted like I'm so concerned about something that, clearly no sane person would ever even worry about. And they tried to, they were dicks to me. They kicked me out.
Just trying to find. I have my 6-year-old daughter and 8-year-old daughters here, and I'm just trying to figure out the safety of my children.
I understand, but we don't need the camera in our face. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Please put the camera away. If not, then I will call the cops and they can.
On what reason? Just, I'll put it away, but on what reason?
Okay, please, because I asked you to, and we're working. And
All
you don't need
right,
that.
but it's not against the law to record.
No, but you can record outside, but not in here.
All right, I'll go put the camera away. My daughters are in here, and thank you for your time.
No problem.
God, what a jerk off, man.
I mean, like, the funny thing is, he actually puts that footage up, and he, in his mind, like,
I was right.
Yeah, like he thinks like he's gonna come across favorably in that. Like, yeah, look at this bullshit they pulled against me at Chuck E. Cheese. No, look at the bullshit you pulled at Chuck E. Cheese.
He's like, I have a right to film. It's like, they're like, yeah, you could film outside if you want. In public, go ahead. What a fucking moron.
A moron and a cunt.
Yeah.
A cunt and a twit and a twat and a moron, oh yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on to Wild Bill for America.
Wild Bill.
Yeah. Atheist droppings.
Hello everybody, Wild Bill for America here. In response to my video, Taking on the Atheists, Exaru writes, "Hey Jethro, why not shut up and let your God take us on?" Well, he's going to, but first he commanded me to give you fair warning to believe in Jesus Christ, the Son of God, because that is the only thing that will save you on Judgment Day.
All right.
Yes, because as we know, people in the world are not aware of Christianity. Like, what?
Krishna what now?
Who? And they did who? With
Krishna?
what and where?
Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna.
Yeah. I'm just following orders. Bordy writes, "Show me
orders,
evidence
sir.
for God, and I will be in church on Sunday. If you quote scripture to do so, kill yourself." Typical.
You quote scripture, kill yourself. Obviously, the guy's being facetious.
Maybe not.
Even if he's not, I mean, it's
still a good point.
The worst, atheists constantly demand evidence, but refuse to accept any evidence. They are truly the blind leading the blind.
Okay, what evidence?
Okay, Bordy, you want non-biblical evidence?
Okay, yeah, that'd be
The
great.
entire creation. In fact, God himself says that because of what is clearly seen, you have no excuse.
Cop out.
Typical argument from creation. Look at you. Look at the wonders around us. God.
Look how pretty the sunset is. God made it. Look, see? Look at it, man. It's great. What about flesh-eating bacteria and, like, mosquitoes and syphilis?
And plagues and disease and famine and war and all these other horrible
Well,
things.
you know,
Oh, well,
if only
you know.
Eve hadn't eaten that fucking apple, you know how that bitch is.
Yep.
Ben Collier says, I wouldn't mind one of those mugs, Bill. It would look great on the office desk. Well, Ben, you can get the mugs and a lot of other stuff on my Cafe Press site. I'm really bad about reminding people of that. I'm going to see about putting a link to it in the videos.
Might be a good idea.
Red Wolf started his note with filthy insults, then went on to say, Ronald Reagan was a retarded country killer. He's the one taking gold backing away from the dollar, so we go kill small countries that have oil influence. Try reading the Constitution.
Constitution.
He had 14 spelling and punctuation errors, as well as just flat out being wrong. I am truly sorry for what the public schools did to you. FDR took us off the gold standard, and I don't have time to explain who he was. Sir, if you can, go back and find a private school, Christian if possible, because if you don't get a better education, you're going to be a Democrat for the rest of your life.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you can't blame the public school for someone being retarded.
FDR, let's see, the only president to serve 3 terms, president during World War II.
I believe he was actually elected 4 times.
Yeah, not to mention a total badass, but he only served 3 because he died in his.
Right, right. He served 3 terms.
But yeah, he was a total badass, by the way, FDR, and also getting us off the gold standard was a good thing. I'm just gonna put that out there. The gold standard sucks.
Oh man, the fucking libertarians are gonna jump all over that.
Well, they can jump all over it. They can jump all over it all they want, but
that's what I see a lot. Anytime you say anything pertaining to economics on the show, there's all these
the
fucking
libertarians.
Yeah, TJ doesn't know shit about economics.
You know, the fucking gold standard. That's because the currency was backed up by something of real value. It's like gold doesn't have any real value either. It only has perceptual value, the same way that fiat currency does.
Oh, and because of your filthy language, you are blocked from my channel. This is Wild Bill for America, doing my best to stand for what's right.
Well,
thank you.
You can say one thing for that video. Short. It's quite mercifully short.
Hey, do you remember back when we first met G-Man, we had him on the show, and we were like, G-Man, you shouldn't like Brett Keane. He's going to betray your ass eventually. And he's like, I don't think so. Brett Keane's a Christian. Or whatever, you know.
Yes.
Well, Brett Keane pissed off G-Man now.
Again?
Yeah, and G-Man...
They were already fighting a little bit before.
G-Man made a video towards Brett Keane. I'm going to play it.
Sweet. G-Man.
Hello, everyone. I'm kind of hoping that this video won't be very long. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes and maybe shorter. But I do have a question for a person who I thought was a friend of mine here on YouTube.
Why did he record this as a Google Plus Hangout?
I was thinking about just doing what most of us do when he does this kind of thing.
He does this all the time.
By the way, TJ, like, when Wild Bill said that shit, I was pretty sure it was wrong, and they said the gold standard ended in 1971.
Yeah, that was under Nixon. Actually, he's kind of right because I think it was phased out in part by FDR, and then it was like completely done away with under Nixon.
So it was FDR or was it Truman? Because Truman came after FDR. I don't know. We'll
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it actually was.
Yeah,
FDR
but basically, it ended. The adherence was 1973 is when it actually officially ended.
Right. That was under Nixon.
So it would
right?
be Nixon.
I believe so.
So.
Let's see here.
Wild Bill, you need to open a history book, my friend.
Well, it's a little more nuanced than that because it wasn't.
It's more nuanced. But
it wasn't
it's
just
more
done away with. You know, like we're done with it.
Okay, but when you say something ends, that's a cessation of all the activity. So I mean, you can't say, well, it kind of. I don't agree with that. So I would say it ended in 1971, like I thought previously.
Okay.
So you're wrong.
Okay.
And that's just ignore him until he thinks thinks about what he did, and and then just fix what he's already done. Now, here's the thing: I went on my Skype today, and on my Skype, it says that Brett Keane has not shared his details with me.
Oh,
that means he's either removed me from his contact list,
or Brett.
He's blocked me from Skype. Now, I understand that Brett Keane was on somebody's Google Hangout, and he was kicking some people out of the Hangout. I believe it was Sabella. I didn't really see the Hangout. I need to try to go watch it a little bit later today if I can. But yeah, Brett, I think, was ultimately kicked out of the Hangout himself, I think.
Oh, no.
If I understand the story correctly. But I wasn't even there. I had no input on anything that happened on the show. And he blocked me on Skype. And he didn't just block me on Skype. He blocked a few people on Skype. And my question for you, Brett, is why did you block me on Skype? It was not that long ago that me and you had a problem on my channel. When you did what you did to Star Splitter. Then,
man, I'm so glad.
G-Man.
I'm so glad that Brett is the Christian's problem to deal with now.
He's a theist.
G-Man, I mean, Brett, you really hurt Brett's feelings. He probably cried for at least several hours. He probably stopped at a few fast food places, stuffed his face, cried some more, then he blocked you, And I mean, you Christians just need to get along. You're all God believers. You all just need to work through your problems and be like, we all believe in the same bullshit. So let's just all, go hug and, kiss and make up.
I actually got G-Man lined up. We're going to bring him on in a second here to tell us more about this, but we'll play a little bit more of this.
Brett Keane.
Attempted to get me on your channel. I know I was on Shanny for Christ's channel when we was talking about you. But we patched that up. I started coming to your channel again. But now somebody does something to you on a channel I had nothing to do with whatsoever, and you remove me from Skype. Brett, listen, man, there's a few things we need to talk about, and I'm going to do this publicly. I'm not going to do this privately with you because you're doing this a little bit too much. All right? This is something...
Yeah, that's a shocker, right?
I can't believe that Brett Keane is engaging in the same behavior Brett Keane has always engaged in.
Shady, underhanded tactics that Brett Keane has always used, he's continued to use. Who would have thunk it?
Now, here's the thing. I know you say that you're not a Christian. All right?
I'm a God believer.
Okay, let's just bring G-Man on because him actually talking about it would probably be more interesting than watching this
video. Is pretty boring.
All right, so I'm going to call G-Man here. G-Man.
And the masters of stupidity.
Hello, G-Man.
How you doing, Ben, right?
Yeah, it's Ben and TJ and Scotty. We're all here. You're live on the Drunken Peasants with us. So,
okay. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
So what's going on with Brett? We told you months ago that Brett was, going to betray you.
Yeah, he's disingenuous.
Bad news, Brett.
Yeah, so what's going on?
Well, I hate to say it, but you guys were right. Brett Keane is a little pain in the butt right now. I got to tell you, he had a problem with some of my friends here on YouTube. He had a problem with me and some of the things that I was saying. He's trying to say that I'm on here for views and I'm here to make money and all this other nonsense and whatnot. My channel's not even monetized. You know what I mean? He made 2 videos recently, and I responded to one of them. He made one today that I'm not going to respond to because I believe it's a waste of time, and I think he's trying to manufacture drama.
I can't believe that.
Sounds like Brett.
Doesn't sound like Brett at all. Brett would never do that.
That's Brett Keane.
What in Brett's decade-long history of doing things like this would lead you to believe that Brett Keane would do things like this?
To different people.
And you know what? I've been doing some research on him too. And as a matter of fact, before I came in here, I was watching a video done by I believe Happy Cabby on the what page is this on the face palm response thingy. I was watching that before I came on here. And I was just doing a little bit of research to see if maybe I was overreacting. Let's see what other people were saying and whatnot. But they're pretty much saying the same thing. He gets emotional and he does things on YouTube. You know what I mean? And now he's trying to act as if, being a God believer is somehow better than being a Christian. You know what I mean? He's trying to downplay Christians right now. And
I don't even understand the difference there. I don't even understand the difference between a God believer and a Christian. No, well, I mean, I understand the difference how most people would use it, but in Brett's case, I really don't.
It doesn't make any sense for Brett. Yeah.
Because he sits there and talks about Jesus, and it's like, oh well, Jesus is my savior and all this shit. But then, he's like, I'm not a Christian though. It's like, well, that doesn't even make any sense. If you believe that.
Let me apologize to you, TJ, and the rest of you guys and your audience, because I came on here with him defending him in his Christianity.
Yeah.
He made this video giving his reasons on why he's not a Christian. But then if you ask him, do you believe this about Jesus? And I hear you guys are going to have him on this show. Can you guys contact him right now?
He wants
to come on here. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
I don't know if I really want to have him on, to be honest with you.
Please get him on here.
I don't have a way to contact him. I don't have a way to contact him right now, and I don't know if I want him on anyway. But I mean, I just thought this was interesting because you used to defend him a lot when we would talk bad about him.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And now the tables have turned, and I just wanted to hear your perspective on this whole thing.
Yeah, it seems like he might be coming agnostic in about a year. He was really sucking up to atheists yesterday. You know what I mean? I was in a room with him. I guess he attempted to pull me in the room, but I was being my typical self. That wasn't going to happen. And he was talking about how I needed to come on here and promote another atheist on here who happens to be Nadia or whatever. I think you know who I'm talking about or whatever, right? But okay, you don't know who I'm talking about.
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay, yeah, her name is Nadia. She's a transgender, so he asked me to mention her on this channel because I think they want her to come on here. So, but anyway, getting back to the whole Brett Keane thinking and whatnot. Again, he has this idea that Christianity is wrong or not wrong, that it's immoral because of a couple of passages in Scripture, in Numbers 31 and some other passages or whatever. But then he's trying to promote this idea that just because he believes that God exists, that's somehow better than being a Christian. It's better than holding to the Bible. He thinks some of my friends are trash. He's saying a lot of disrespectful stuff right now, and he's expecting me to make a video response, and I'm not going to do it.
Brett seems to be
in any community he's toxic.
Yeah, he's very toxic to pretty much any community he's part of, and also he's very he oscillates, but his between such. Like, his views are always just changing at, the drop of a hat. Like, I believe this now. No, I now believe this. Now I believe this. Now I believe this. It's like you've lost all credibility because you can't even make up your mind. I mean, being open-minded is fine, but when you're open-minded to the point where you've got a new ideology every 5 minutes, you just look like you're playing the crowd at that point.
Yeah, and what about the disclaimer at the beginning of his videos? He's like, atheists flag our videos and stuff like that. So it seems like he's kind of flip-flopping. I hate to say this, but now I got to kind of take some stuff back because he, in the beginning of his videos, he talks about how atheists, well, some of his videos anyway, how they use a vote box to vote down our videos. And now I'm questioning whether or not what he told me about that is true or not. And Brett, if you're watching, I would like some evidence for that, by the way, because if that's not true, I think you owe a lot of people an apology. I agree. Yes, I can tell you specifically that none of us have ever used vote bots. That's.
I don't know that I can't speak for every atheist everywhere,
right.
but I mean, the thing is that Brett Keane, even if he can't prove anything he says, even if it turns out that he's caught in a lie, he's been caught in a lie before. He's been caught plagiarizing. He doesn't apologize. He's not going to. He makes excuses. If you caught Brett Keane, holding a bloody knife, standing over the corpse of your fucking mother, he's not gonna fucking say shit to apologize. He'd be like, "Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I had to do what I had to do."
Yeah.
Well, actually, a situation like that happened in one of my Google Hangouts. For your audience, in one of my Google Hangouts, it was an atheist in there by the name of Star Splitter, and he came in there, and I told him that I wanted him to what do you call it, the broadcast people in the room. And they say nothing about cutting their cameras on. You know how some atheists want to stay secluded. They don't want people to know who they are and whatnot for whatever reasons or whatever.
Right.
But and this atheist came in there, we was having our typical back and forth, and then he was trying to cut their camera on. And then when I confronted him about it, he goes, G-Man, I did it for you, G-Man. I was just trying. That's not what I'm asking you, Brett. G-Man, you're taking this out at the atheist. That's not what I'm asking you. Did you cut his camera on? Yes or no? And that's exactly what he was doing. Caused a lot of drama on my channel. As a matter of fact, I believe the next day one of you guys wanted me to come on here, and I couldn't because I had to make a video responding to what happened with Brett King, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I mean, those are the kind of tricks he pulls. He's doxed people before. He's false flagged people before. He's not the kind of person that anyone who wants to have an honest discussion would want to associate themselves with, in all honesty. And that's why I'm against having him on here again.
I agree with you.
Yep.
He made a video saying that saying about you guys that he wants to rock and he wants to come on here and whatnot. But because I was trying to get him to come on here, and I was under the impression that you guys wanted him to come here, but apparently not. I assume no. All right.
He's too disingenuous.
Yeah. So that's basically. I mean, I just wanted to hear from you. We were just going to play the video, but then I saw you were online, so I decided to see if you wanted to come on and just tell us in your own words.
I have a question though about him. I have a question.
Okay.
Because right now, there's this bet going on my channel. Some people leaving some comments, and they're saying that I'm going to make up with him in about a week. Now, if Brett King's watching this, I hope he doesn't get overly emotional and take this out of proportion or whatever. But is he a manipulator?
Yeah.
Most certainly.
That's pretty much what he does.
Yeah, why do you think... Okay, G-Man, do you remember the first time you were on our show and it was like you and True Empiricism and a few other people? Did you notice that he hardly did any of the talking and all you guys did all the talking and he just kind of sat in the background the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much. I remember that.
Yeah. That's kind of an example. Yep.
We did all the work. I would love to see him come here by himself, though. I'm dying to see that. You know what I mean? And see what happens. Because my arguments are so terrible and his arguments are so good. I want to see how he does with maybe you, and the rest of your crew here, and maybe Colt, Dusty, and Jack and Glenn at the same time. Let's see how good he does then, since my arguments are so bad.
He would never do it.
He cracks me up with that garbage.
I mean, like every time we've ever looked at one of his videos, he's never even making any arguments for religion. He's always just picking a fight with somebody. That's pretty much all he does.
With the atheist community.
Yeah, or whoever's got his ire that week.
Yeah.
I was one of his biggest supporters here on YouTube as far as him being back and everything and whatnot. But now I'm just going to try to keep my distance because, right now I think he's trying to start a war with me on purpose so that he can get more views on his channel.
That's
all he can do.
Right. You became bigger than him, and he doesn't like that because, in a sense, he created... he didn't create you, but he created the reason why people knew who you were in many respects. And it's true.
Oh, no. Yes, he got me on this show. But if I'm not mistaken, when I saw your video response to his career here on YouTube before he left, you said that when I came on here the first time, I stole the show, right? When I broke the whole...
Well, yeah. But he...
System. He didn't do that for me. I did that for me. I'm the one who came out and called... the amazing atheist, the amazing racist. I didn't like what he said, and I meant that too, by the way. Then, not now. Obviously, not that.
Well, yeah, but you came on because he opened the door to get you on.
That's all he's saying. He's not saying that your performance was grown.
Well, you definitely stole the show, but I mean, like Brett's so comatose that it's hard not to steal the show. Because he just wants to sit in the background and go, yeah,
guys.
I'm just trying to listen and
don't
see
attack
what's
my
going on.
family.
Don't attack my family, guys. Like no one's attacking
my family.
Don't attack them.
Don't do it.
Well, I don't say nothing about his family, but I'll say things plenty about him because a lot of the stuff that he's saying right now is wrong. You know what I mean? I told him what he has to do, and he's not going to do it. I assure you of that. He's not going to do it. So I'm pretty much done with him.
All right. Well, well, thank you for being on. Before we let you go, did you have any other questions about anything else?
You know what? I'm not going to promote myself. No, I have no other questions. I hope you guys have a prosperous show today.
Well, thank you too, and that's fine. I'll promote you. Go ahead and check out G-Man Preaching to the Choir Ministries, and what's your new one? GTV or something like that?
Oh, you see my channel? I'm humbled because it's nothing compared to yours. Yeah, GTV. I try to be a little bit more listenative, I guess. Try to be more funny and less religious on that channel.
All right, great.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for being on, G-Man. You have a good night.
All right, you too. You guys.
Thank you. Bye. Wow, a civil conversation with G-Man.
Because we're united in our disgust of Brett Keane.
This just shows you Brett Keane is such a divisive, toxic person. Like
he's not even to call him divisive. He's really only divisive with between like people who know and hate him or people who don't really know him yet.
He ingratiates himself to different groups, and then in a certain amount of time, everyone in that group hates him. It's like fucking Brett Keane is such a piece of shit. He's always starting shit. He's always causing problems.
He loves to build a bridge and then just burn it immediately.
It's because he's the most butthurt person you can imagine. Anytime anyone says anything against him at all or questions him in any way, he just hates them. It's like, oh, I can't believe
you don't even have to do that though. I mean, like he'll literally just start shit out of nowhere. Like if you're,
oh yeah, he'll get bored too. Yeah,
it's like, oh, Brett Keane just decided today, fuck you, even though you've been cool and you tried to be established like we're cool with each other.
That's what happened when we were cool with him.
That's what happened with him and TJ.
Well, even
like several times.
Even more recently, we started having him on the show, and everything was cool. And then I went and watched one of his videos, and he talked like an amazing amount of shit about us. So then I'm like, Brett, I don't want to have you on anymore.
Yeah,
and that's how that happened. So and then he made that video like TJ's a racist. Listen to this. Do you remember that? He took that video down. We debunked the fuck out of that video. Luckily, I downloaded the video, so he can't deny its existence. So
he would if there was not proof, he would deny it.
I've seen interviews with him. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Vlog Rays, someone like that. Played some stuff about Brett, and Brett was like, "That's doctored. That's So he won't even admit it when you give him actual evidence. So.
Why would he? He has no incentive. It makes him look stupid.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh, man, the next video I really wanted TJ to weigh in on. I guess we'll wait till he gets back.
Fucking TJ.
Good news for all of our fans in Western Europe. We're going to start planning our trip pretty soon, so we may have more information on that really soon.
We decided we're only meeting 2 of our fans, though. That's what TJ said. He's like, I only want to meet 2 of our fans.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
And they can only drive by. If you try to walk up to us, we're going to be like, we don't know. You get the fuck away from us. Police. But if you drive by in a car and you have a Polaroid camera, you can take one picture of us. But we'll be looking at a wall.
We'll only allow analog photography, so.
And we'll be looking away, so it'll be a bad picture. You'd be like, that guy in the corner kind of looks like it might be Ben. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was some other dude.
Yeah. But no, seriously, it'll be a good time. And we'll fill you guys in on
whatever you guys are talking about. It's going to suck.
Oh, we're talking about TJ Fest where we're going to get you hookers and ice cream, but I guess...
Sounds pretty lame.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess we'll cancel that. Oh, Ben, cancel that.
Hookers and...
cancel hookers, cancel the ice cream, cancel the flight, cancel TJ's luxury suite in Las Vegas.
Cancel it all.
Yeah, cancel it all. Thanks, TJ. We're trying to help you out there, man, but...
Fuck you guys. I don't need no help.
I'm awesome all on my own.
Think you need all the help you can get. The understatement of the fucking century.
I don't need no help. Scotty, could you give me some Oreo?
Yeah. All right. So, next video here. This is the video I was telling you about before, TJ. This is Stefan Molyneux's take on Leonard Nimoy and Star Trek in general.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Stefan Molyneux from Free Domain Radio. This is a tribute to the recently departed Leonard Nimoy and his character Spock, commonly known as Mr. Spock, of course, who was a Vulcan with pointed ears, a character in the Star Trek media franchise. A hyper-rational, non-magical kind of elf, I suppose. For those who don't know, Vulcans are an integral part of other Star Trek crews. Female science officer Commander T'Pol aboard the starship Enterprise NX-01, and Lieutenant Commander Tuvok served as tactical and security officer on the USS Voyager. So in the various Star Trek television series, the first one came out in the 60s, and it ran only for a couple of seasons. And movies, Vulcans are noted for their strenuous attempts to live by reason and logic, with no interference from emotion, kind of like a Buddhist approach, that emotions can be distracting and really pure rational logic is the way to go.
Anything you disagree with so far?
That sounds like a pretty accurate description
All
of
right.
Vulcans, I would say, so.
And in the Star Trek universe, the Vulcans are the first aliens that humanity makes contact with. They become sort of like humanity's big brother in a kind of way. And psychologically, that kind of works. Like younger siblings, before emotional regulation kicks in, often look at the equanimity of...
Before First Contact, the first race, the Star Trek history was that we made a contact with the Alpha Centaurians. But then we actually found out there are no planets orbiting Alpha Centauri, so we changed it to Vulcans.
Older siblings, with some envy, and feel over-emotional, dare I say, Kirk-like, in comparison to elder siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And so they advise Earth officials on how to proceed into the galaxy. The Vulcan High Command considered humans pretty volatile and attempted in a parental way to slow down humanity's move into the galaxy until the time was right. Again, that's kind of an older sibling thing to do. Beware of the dangers that are out there, the Klingons and the Romulans and so on. And the fact that Vulcans are kind of like parent or elder sibling role figures for humanity is exposed also by their prodigious mental powers. Of course, your parents always seem godlike in terms of their intellects when you're a kid. Greater average body height, physical superiority, and lifespans of 200 years.
Yeah, I can pretty much tell that Stephanie Manure is a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Unless he had someone else do his research for him.
I doubt it. He's definitely fangirling over the Vulcans.
Oh, the Vulcans.
Oh my god. The Vulcans,
So beautiful.
and they looked at us and they just saw that we're a bunch of primitive fuckwits, and oh my god, they're just trying to protect us like a big brother. They have such, they don't let emotions cloud their judgment. They just come by pure reason, pure logic.
In the
pure
show
rationality.
Enterprise, the Vulcans do kind of come across as pretentious assholes.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing. But he doesn't seem to interpret it that way. He kind of sees it more like they were right to do that, and that's the way it should be. Because the Vulcans just have innately more sense than us.
That is kind of the prime directive kind of thing, though. And Starfleet kind of adopted that going forward.
Sure, Ben. Sure, Ben.
Now, the role and impact of Star Trek is very deep and very powerful, should not be underestimated. Way back in the day, gosh, this is long before I ever did this show, I was on a television panel talking about Star Trek with people who called in, and there are lots of people calling in who saying, well, why do you care? Why do you care? Well, we care because it's important, because other people care, because it matters. I didn't grow up in the 60s, but I did watch Star Trek in the 70s. I was born in 66.
He's a very loud
so
swallower.
For some of that stuff. But during the Cold War, the idea or the vision that there was a successful humanity in the future that had crossed the nuclear threshold without blowing the planet into smithereens and had achieved a relatively peaceful and secure and stable society was quite encouraging. And not common. There was a lot of dystopian stuff going on, a lot of pretty irrational stuff. So it is, Spock's character, the Vulcans in general, one of the most impactful figures. And I think pretty much underestimated influences in modern philosophy. And if you consider the reach of Star Trek, how far it goes, and its role as a forum.
I could see Spock as a reflection of certain philosophies. I would not say that Spock actually advanced anything philosophically.
Based on Western, on particularly American cultures and values is astonishing. I mean, the show spawned a whole franchise, 5 additional television series, 12 films, countless books, games, toys, and is now considered one, if not the most popular science fiction television shows of all times.
Who
it's
the
really Star
fuck
Trek
needs?
in a way, but
Who the fuck needs an explanation of how influential Star Trek was at this point? Like, do we really need to get into all this?
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not a fan of Star Trek, you know what it is, or at least have some vague idea.
Boring. It's not as good as Star Wars.
Star Wars, man.
For losers, man. Science fiction for nerds.
I chose to get laid in high school.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to watch Star Trek. I was too busy getting my dick sucked by hot bitches, man. You fucking didn't have time
Star Trek
for all that
faggots.
nonsense. live long and prosper, more like, live in the now and get your dick sucked by hot girls that don't watch no Star Trek because that shit's gay.
Oh, yeah.
This is Star Wars in terms of multi-billion-dollar revenue and expansions that span over several decades. Now, Star Trek was a philosophical show, and it really had a lot of impact and had people think, what is the relation between reason and emotion? To explore, the prime directive of Starfleet was to not interfere with the cultures that you come across.
Yeah,
to
but
explore.
They violate that at least 3 times a season. So.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it's like, have probably like, oh, the prime directive kind of sucks here. I'm just not going to do it.
If they just followed it always, it wouldn't be that interesting of a show.
But if they would have followed it in that one episode, Wesley Crusher would have been put to death, TJ. Remember?
Well,
you know what? They should have followed it.
That was one instance where they should have just been like, let's do it.
I'm going to watch the episode tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that episode.
They should have
I just wish it would have ended differently.
Yeah.
Like
they should have just had an episode where Will Wheaton was put to death. Not Wesley Crusher, but Will Wheaton himself.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton.
Did you ever see?
TJ. He loves you.
Did you ever see that episode where Riker is given the powers of Q and he makes Wesley become, and then he makes Wesley become
his bitch?
Will you shut the fuck up for 2 seconds? Jesus.
Well, if you could spit it out, I'd fucking wouldn't interrupt.
Okay, whatever, dude. All right, so Q gives Riker his powers, and Riker gives everyone a gift, and the gift to Wesley is to make him a grown man.
Right.
And the actor that plays Wesley as a grown man is like a nice-looking, like, buff guy with a square jaw.
Yeah. It's me, guys, Wesley.
Yeah,
turned out kind of ironic for old Will.
Yeah, I look at it now, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, wow.
Wesley, you grow up to be a totally different-looking dude. I mean, instead of just looking like basically the child version of yourself with a goatee.
Yeah, he is one of those people that, like, his face did
Ralph
not really...
Macchio disease.
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio disease.
I like that.
It's true.
See, without interfering with the local cultures was fascinating. And we all thought, what would we do in other cultures? There were amazing shows. For instance, there was a show where 2 planets are involved in a war, and rather than actually have a violent war, they just disintegrate people in a chamber. And Kirk's speech that the war has become so tame that you don't even want to stop it. It's very, very powerful. And of course, the nuclear metaphor there was very, very powerful. And just so many different shows. There was a show where they went to a galaxy and found ancient Greek gods who had visited Earth. And the idea, of course, that we get sort of a sense of deity from space aliens was mind-blowing at the time and incredibly clever. Of course, there's this idea that says, well, the halo is the light coming off the helmet of the space alien, things like that. It was really, really powerful. And
obviously,
it was one of the
Illuminati
few shows
propaganda.
you could turn into and really see, vivid characters, very expertly played, and a real exploration of ideas. And one of the few places where you could actually get some philosophical exploration. And people are incredibly thirsty for philosophy. This, like Free Domain Radio, this show that I host, been downloaded over this. Well, that's what their only setting is, Captain. Can't really do much about that. They're always like, let's fight him. Okay, let's not. Eyebrow. I wanted to melt the Vulcan man's stony heart. Leonard Nimoy became convinced that he was the show's de facto star and deserved the salary to prove it. And there was a lot of animosity between Nimoy and Shatner. Nimoy accused William Shatner of repeatedly...
God, he's so fucking long-winded,
He's actually making a point? What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Stealing not only his lines, but also the bicycle that he used to get around the studio back lot.
Bicycle.
Nimoy said a major area of conflict was Bill's concern that Spock was getting ahead of Kirk in terms of problem solving. Bill was worried that Kirk would seem unintelligent by contrast, and so lines of dialogue that had logically been Spock's soon became Kirk's. One thing that I read was that these actors really fought hard for their characters and really fought hard to keep the quality of the show, which obviously did dip in the 3rd season, keep the quality of the show alive. And of course, there were a lot of compromises that had to be made in the 60s with regards to sexuality and interracial romance and so on. It's kind of a boxy time. You're not going to get the stuff that goes on in House of Cards going on in mainstream TV in the 60s.
That'd be pretty awesome, though.
The character of Mr. Spock was a huge inspiration for a lot of budding scientists and engineers. Leonard Nimoy has said that if they meet him, they always want to show him their work and discuss it with him as if he were a scientific peer, as opposed to what he was, an actor, a pilot, a photographer, a poet, and a person who tragically murdered a lot of plastic in pretty terrible final albums. And his stock response in these situations...
How dare you criticize Leonard Nimoy's music career? Did you not hear his Bilbo Baggins song? That's a masterpiece.
Did he have a Bilbo Baggins song?
Yes, he did. He had a song about Bilbo Baggins, and I'm surprised you don't know that.
How old is it?
It's pretty old.
Huh. No, I never heard it.
It's a masterpiece. It's pretty awesome. The same way The Room is awesome. Have you ever seen The Room?
No.
Well...
Hey, Nimoy, check out my work. He's like, well, it certainly looks like you're headed in the right direction. And Spock's philosophical outlook on life has probably quite influenced budding scientists the world over. And so let's have a look. It's important. This is where a lot of people get their exposure to philosophy. They get it through religion to some degree. They also get it through the media. They don't really get it so much in school.
All right, so this... I wanted to get to the part where he talked about how Gene Roddenberry was very influenced by Ayn Rand, and Gene Roddenberry was actually a libertarian. But I don't know. He's taken forever to get to that part. So I don't know. He does say that in this video, and I don't know if you.
It's like a maze of ponderous bullshit.
I know, it's ridiculous. This video is 40 minutes long.
I mean, if you just want to watch a video about like some guy describing Star Trek, I guess it's pretty good, but
yeah, I mean, he knows what he's talking about.
I really have nothing to criticize about most of it, but if he honestly thinks that I don't understand how someone with his grasp of the shows could possibly think there's a libertarian bent in the shows. I mean, this is a future where currency has been, disposed of. Human beings basically are focused on self-betterment, not capitalistic style competition with one another. They even have an episode where Mark Twain is smoking a cigar, and they go back to the past. They meet Mark Twain. They show him the Starship Enterprise, and he's like, Mark Twain was like, I guess I was wrong about humanity having no future and being fucking stupid. And it's like, but I see you guys don't smoke cigars here. It's like, well, we had to give up a few things for something greater. We had to give up a measure of freedom. I mean, that's like the opposite of libertarian. The complete opposite of libertarian.
You just want to use violence,
It's funny, the people I've found that have been really big Star Trek fans. I've met extremely right-wing conservative Christian Star Trek fans.
Sure.
And extremely homophobic Star Trek fans, too.
Well, I mean, everyone's got their own interpretation of the show. We're going to be like, oh, even if the show is like that, I don't really ascribe to that. But I just like the action or something. I just like the philosophy or whatever.
But the show takes such clear stances on those things that you would think, I mean, like, there's definitely episodes of The Next Generation, or at least an episode of The Next Generation, that has a strong anti-discrimination, pro-gay message.
But let me ask you a question. Did you not just see the Vigilant Christians video where he's all like, these people are crazy?
Yeah, I did. You're right.
I mean...
People compartmentalize this shit.
They compartmentalize. So it's like, oh, they're saying, it's good not to... And a lot of people who even are libertarians or like conservative Christians, oh, well, I guess, in the future, it's not right to discriminate against those people or something.
I'm a member of a Star Trek forum on Facebook, and it's pretty big. It's got probably like 70,000 members of it.
Yeah.
And all the time, there's always like, a war of like homophobes versus non-homophobes. And like someone will post like a fan fiction picture of like Kirk and Spock making out to like fan the flames, and it just erupts. It's just so crazy how that happens.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, or like a picture of Zachary Quinto and his boyfriend, and there'll be like a whole bunch of people being like, Spock's not a faggot.
How logical.
Yeah. So
Spock would fucking revile you. I don't know why you even care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess he wouldn't revile you because that would be an emotion, but I don't think you would have much respect for your opinion.
I don't think so.
Anyway, let's move on. From
All
this
right,
shit, 'cause
moving on.
We're not gonna travel through this maze just to find a little cheese.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. We have Alexis Tyler again. I think it's Alexis Tyler. All right. So we're back. Shit happens when you're doing a live show. All right. So vagina power.
On the brain, and they're addicted to a man's penis, and they believe that the sun rises and sets on this man's penis, and they hoping this man will leave everybody else to be with them or leave home for them. There's nothing you can say. A woman will turn on you about a dick. That's the power of the penis.
The power of the penis.
That's
the power of penis.
And a woman can't see that she
It's
being
gonna be the
played
title
for
of my
fool.
next
A lot of times
book.
a woman knows she being played for a fool, but she don't want you to tell her. You can't tell her because she's hooked on the experience. She's hooked on what she feels when he has his penis inside of her. She's hooked on the hope that one day this penis is going to belong to her, and he's going to be so in love with her vagina, and he's going to decide to fall in love with her, and he's going to commit. So it's not that you don't know what to say, it's that you don't say what they want to hear.
So now it doesn't matter if you go out with other women.
There's some good advice, y'all.
She's learned to accept it and adjust herself
She had
because
to
she'd
adjust.
rather have some penis than none of his penis at all.
That's penis power.
Penis
Yeah,
power.
it's the penis power when somebody's using their penis as a weapon to enslave another person.
Wow.
It's a weapon.
That's true.
Do you do that with your penis? You enslave women with your penis?
No, my penis isn't big enough to enslave anybody.
Sorry, TJ. I was trying to give you
I could just
step up there, man.
No, indentured servitude is the best I can hope for with
Indentured
this.
servitude.
Yeah.
That is not the kind of penis power I would enjoy or that I would ever deal with again. Because I know what it feels like to be in those circumstances. And that's why I like to tell these stories and actually like to break it down. Because when a man has a woman locked in penis power on that level, he don't give a shit about her.
Use
He don't
the
have
penis
no
ray.
respect for her at all. She provides a service for his ego. She is somebody that he's going to use to gratify him to get certain needs met where he can't get from one woman. You know, he's going to keep this woman on standby because she's going to find a way to hustle up that money, hustle up certain opportunities. She's going to make a way out of no way. But
Penis
this man
power.
has what he needs. If he needs anything, he knows that she's going to do it. So all he got to do is give her some penis. He ain't got to give her no money. He ain't got to
Penis power.
And I'm not saying
Just
that
give her
women
some
should
penis.
be prostitutes.
Hashtag penis power.
Yes.
Penis power all night long.
And women should sleep with everybody for money. But if you're going to sleep with a man, you are foolish. If that's all you doing, just let him hang his penis up inside of you. Because if that's
Hang
all
it
a
up
man
inside.
is
Hang it
doing
up
for you, he's
inside.
never going
He
to
go in
raise
there
his
and hang his
standards.
penis
He's
up.
never going to decide to actually honor you and treat you with integrity because you and I already played yourself out. And see, men don't tell us this,
You know,
but this is one of their...
I feel like a conversation between Alexis Tyler and Gail Cord Schuler would be very interesting because they're both obsessed with penises. And, you know, I'd love to see Alexis Tyler reacting to Gail telling her stories about her men's penises falling off or becoming diseased and all this other horrible stuff that happens to their penises. And they're always getting raped up there on the Church of Gail.
Yeah, Church of Gail, yeah.
rules. This is one of their criteria on how they decide who they're going to respect and who they don't by who giving it up for free and who letting you do any and everything to them. And you don't have to be accountable. And she don't have to know your schedule. She don't have to know who you live with. And even if you live with somebody, she wants you to come and hang 10 all up in her behind. You know, you go to the Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey Circus and you see them acrobats get up there and hang all kind of flips and cartwheels all up in the ropes and all up on the... It's some women let men bend them over and put all kind of handstands and Boston crab maneuvers and act like they are the wrestling, put all kind of holes on them, and they fine.
That's okay. Sure.
Boston crab.
When you doing WWF and they have different holes.
That's where she singles in.
Crispy Kreme.
After that ran, she's like, Boston crab.
I heard of them Chicago crab before, but Boston crabs?
I ain't never heard that shit. You
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, men are doing like fucking cartwheels in your pussy and stuff, you know?
Pretty impressive, man, to do a cartwheel while they're
Your
fucking.
dick is an acrobat. It's like fucking, forming a pretzel up in there.
And the figure fold and the headlock, so they maneuver the body and they flip the body and have the head over the leg, have the legs and flip them up over your head and bend you.
And then do
See, Ben? See, wrestling is gay. Those are all sex positions.
She's talking about a man doing them to a woman, though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. In wrestling, it's men doing it to men mostly.
Yeah.
So
wishful thinking on your part, TJ.
No, Ben. Adam Kokesh was right.
Power and
gay as fuck, buddy.
And stand up all in their vagina and whip their vagina with the penis, and that's all they doing to them. Once they trying to figure out how they go up her shoes.
Well, like I said with the research, now look at that vagina. How in the world can a vagina take some acrobat and some all of this Boston crab and
Boston crab?
The vagina is. Look here. This is research I did. This is what I got here.
This is her research. Look at her research.
She's like mad, like, don't you be talking? I need to talk now.
I drew a vagina on a piece of paper. This is my research.
Here's the vagina.
Yep.
This is the buttocks.
Yep.
Now the vagina, this is telling you every part that is connected and what is going on with your organs, and with your vagina access here.
Access?
Now, that's a very small looking thing. Now, how anybody going to go there and do some acrobats?
But see, like I was saying earlier, even though the vagina is narrow, it's a muscle, and every woman's vagina isn't made the same. They may be straight. Some women may be bent or have a curve go upwards or to the left or to the right. So one woman's vagina may be 5 inches long, but another woman's may be a little bit wider and deeper. And so if a man can have a 10-inch penis or 12-inch penis, if he is patient and if she's relaxed and he's well lubricated, a man can actually put a 10, 12-inch penis inside of a woman's vagina because it's just a muscle. So if she's allowing herself
I wouldn't
to
put a
stretch
10-inch
it
penis in any
beyond-
muscle. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to shove that 10-inch penis in my bicep? It's a muscle, so pretty sure it's good.
normal capacity, she can actually hold a very large penis, a whole fist, as I said, hold a portion of her arm. If she starts to exercise, actually stretching that muscle out, actually tearing the muscle. You can take it and twist it and conform it in any way you would like to conform it.
Sure, if you could be dead, but you twist your neck around so you look at the wall.
This ain't The Exorcist, is it? You could conform the human body however you want it. If you blow someone up, you can fucking scatter their body around the fucking globe.
Yep.
Not always recommended.
All right, we're going to move on to news now.
News.
Oh, yeah. DP the fuck out of the news.
Live news girls.
All right, so here's a story about a woman who lied about being raped in order to convince her daughter to move back in with her.
That's
oh man, that's pretty sad.
First, a Riverside woman said she was raped near a metro station last week, setting off a massive police search and putting a neighborhood in fear. Then Marianne Malik's story unraveled. As Pamela Jones shows us, police say she made up the story to persuade her daughter to move back into her apartment.
But women never make that kind of stuff up,
Right.
though.
Ryan Wiley says we should just believe this bitch, right?
Yeah, pretty much every feminist just says, if a woman says she was raped, we just believe her. I mean, obviously...
Obviously, this is an extreme circumstance.
Obviously, also, like, we should believe them in the sense that it deserves to be investigated and looked into.
Yes.
But, they would just have us say, oh, this is obviously true because she said it's true. We wouldn't even investigate the claim. We would just look for the perpetrator, basically.
Well, most of the people that say that, they don't have any nuance, and they're just like, we don't take it seriously enough to begin with. That's why we need this kind of stance. It's like, I think, obviously, the police took it seriously. They launched a massive manhunt for this person that doesn't exist, wasted time and resources.
They want to switch to guilty until proven innocent, and then soon it's just going to be like, just guilty until...
Well, you know what?
Guilty.
During the Inquisitions, the Catholic Church had the same stance, so, I mean, they're in good company.
Yeah, the good old Catholics. And they never get involved in any weird sex scandal stuff either.
Never. Not once.
They're still trying to figure out, how could someone do that?
That's very sad. It's how a lot of residents and others in Riverside are reacting after finding out Marianne Malik at the center of a rape
It's sad and
investigation
it's criminal.
made the whole thing up. Apparently, Malik told police she had just gotten off the train coming from work. She was headed to her apartment building just a couple of blocks away from the station.
She said that she believed she was followed either from someone on the train or at the train depot itself.
My girlfriend's garage.
So, like, how long was she just planning to do this? Like, was it something that just entered her mind at the time, or do you think she, like, planned it out for, like, a couple weeks before?
I think I don't know how long she planned it.
First, I'll say this, and then I'll do this.
Premeditated. Like, like, hey, I'm going to make this story up and get all this sympathy for me and say, oh, this horrible thing happened to me. You need to move back in. I don't feel secure by myself.
All just so she can keep controlling her daughter.
That's what it sounds like.
Hey, and could you imagine, like, if it would have went as far as, like, someone actually ended up getting arrested for this?
Yeah.
I'm sure she would have come clean because, obviously overwhelmed with guilt for what she had done.
Garage is right here. First thing I did was come out and lock her garage.
The story pushed a lot of worried neighbors to beef up security.
We had electricians out here. We're throwing up lights. Everyone's making sure bulbs are going on.
But police say they got suspicious when they tried to call Malik and she wouldn't return messages. She wouldn't answer the door for police at her apartment either. Then there's the whole thing about her commute from work.
How did you figure out that she wasn't telling the truth?
The day that she claims to have been sexually assaulted, she wasn't scheduled to work, which was a big piece of evidence.
People who ride the train can't believe Malik's bad behavior.
It's actually kind of scary that somebody would make up a lie, especially coming.
After the Rolling Stone story, where they covered the girl who claimed to be raped by the fraternity, and then later on a bunch of new facts came to light that Rolling Stone just didn't bother to investigate properly, and the story had a lot of holes in it. And all the feminists on the internet said, well, her story may have a lot of holes, but we still believe her.
It's like, okay.
So I wonder if they still believe this chick, too. Well, she lied about coming home from work that day because she actually wasn't even working that day. But
they're free
but her story is still completely credible.
They're free to believe whatever they want, but they're believing without evidence. So, I mean, like, anyone could say, like, I believe that there's a teapot circling, the Earth in outer space. Whatever claim they want to make, they can make that claim. We all know it's not an accurate claim.
I don't know, Scotty. There could be.
Okay, well, that's a unfalsifiable.
I'm a little teapot up in space. You like that, Scotty?
Go ahead.
It's real, Scotty.
It's real? Okay, we'll prove it.
Off of the train each and every day.
Buy a telescope.
Monday to Friday. It is a little nerve-wracking, and then to find out that a woman would make such a story up.
I would not.
Oh, man, a woman.
A woman lied. I can't believe a woman would make such a story.
A woman is no more capable
If
of
a
lying.
man had said it, it'd be, well, obviously he's a lie. He's a man, but I can't believe a woman would lie about something. It's just almost unfathomable.
Women, we know women are not human. They don't fall prey to the same kind of character flaws as men.
Women and character flaws in women? What are you talking about? You're insane.
Yeah, it must be insane.
You're a lunatic, Scotty.
I want to see true
I don't know what
crime
kind of
victims
crack you've been
and then
smoking, buddy.
Other sexual assault victims not come forward because of what they see.
Yeah, I
in
got a
this
theory
case,
about
this.
this.
Is rare. The entire story was fabricated.
Yeah, you know what? I bet that guy was the rapist, and that's why he's trying to cover it up and call her a liar.
Good
I
call.
see.
Police chief or rapist?
Or rapist.
Or maybe this Pamela Jones chick was the rapist.
Malik is out on bond tonight, but her legal troubles are far from over. She's charged with filing a false police report. Now, that's a felony in Illinois. She could spend, Robin Kate, 1 to 3 years in jail or get probation. You got to wonder, what was she thinking?
Absolutely. Sure enough. Pam, thank you.
Well, we know what she was thinking. She wanted her daughter to move back in with her.
Yeah.
It's like an extreme case of empty nest syndrome.
Yeah.
All right. So next video is a Fox News video. Is 12-year-old conservative superstar defends Giuliani and blasts Obama.
12-year-old conservative superstar.
Oh man, this.
I bet you this is a promising smart-ass kid. Man.
Yeah, he's such. Oh,
he's gonna be cool.
He's a genius.
I love him.
Applaud Mayor Rudy Giuliani for his comments
go.
about President Barack Obama. You don't love America?
Yeah.
If you really did love America, you would call ISIS what it really is. An assault on Christianity and a downright hate for the American values our country holds.
Yeah.
Here in America, we don't back down to terrorists. We fight them on their own battleground, and we annihilate them to the very end.
Fight them anywhere.
Yeah, that's always worked so well for us.
We'll fight them in New Zealand. We'll fight them anywhere, any place, any time.
I don't care how much American lives have to be lost. I don't care how many civilian casualties there have to be. We will fight terrorism to the bitter fucking end.
Yes.
And you know what is it? What is this alternate reality where these Republican fucks, where Obama just like coddles ISIS and he's like, "Hey,
ISIS, come here.
ISIS ain't so bad.
Love you, ISIS, my friend."
I've always personally respected ISIS. I think they're okay guys. You know, we're having some. We need to talk this out. Have a civil disagreement. You know,
I really like ISIS. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, when does that happen? Like, what is all this, like, shit about Obama needs to call ISIS what it really is? Like, what?
They are definitely not a terrorist organization.
Wasn't it just a few months ago that Obama was asking for, I don't even think it was a few months. It was maybe less than a month ago. Obama was asking for authorization to go in and fight ISIS.
A clever ploy, TJ. Clever ploy.
That was just like, he was bluffing. He didn't really want to do it. He just wanted to propose it and just put it up for a vote, and then it didn't pass.
Oh,
but, you know,
oops, it didn't pass. Oh, well.
Mighty convenient for Obama, huh? You know.
Yep. Viral video, 12-year-old CJ Pearson, the self-proclaimed conservative, posted to his personal Facebook page defending comments Mayor Rudy Giuliani made about President Obama.
But now, because of that post, Facebook has locked his account for, quote, suspicious activity. Joining us now is that young conservative superstar, CJ Pearson.
Okay, don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, that's bullshit. They shouldn't shut down his fucking
He
account.
probably got flagged or something.
I mean, maybe he said something else that they're not
he's
showing.
12.
Yeah.
What it was that you actually have to be over 13 or have your parents' permission.
Oh.
Well, maybe he didn't. Maybe they asked before it didn't provide it. I don't know. But can we just agree that this is the lamest black kid ever?
Well,
yeah, I would say Steve Urkel even has it over this
Let's be
kid.
honest. Why are they featuring this kid? He's a young black conservative.
So it's almost like we found the last dodo, sir. We thought it was extinct, but actually there's one here.
Pearson, nice to see you this morning.
Well, thanks for having me.
Better dressed than we are. Nice to see you.
Oh, wow, you're so clean cut.
What made you decide to, in fact, roll out of bed as you were at the time when you heard that Mayor Giuliani was being criticized? What made you get on Facebook and post that video?
Well, to me, to hear Rudy Giuliani being called a racist and a bigot over these comments when they weren't racist at all was highly, it angered me. Because in all honesty, I feel as if many Americans feel this same way, but they're afraid to speak up. And to me, I literally had the urge to post this video. I rolled out of bed, I spoke to that camera, and I uploaded the video. And, I think it was well received.
A 12-year-old kid should not feel this passionately about Rudy Giuliani.
No, I mean, I can pretty much guess the political views of his parents.
So Rudy Giuliani, I can understand maybe saying, oh, well, it's a little far to call him racist. I think the racist word gets tossed around a little too much. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what Rudy Giuliani said was unconscionably stupid and meaningless. Just meaningless. There's no way that anyone can determine Obama's feelings about America. We don't know how the fuck Obama feels about America. Even Megyn Kelly of Fox News, in the interview we showed here on this fucking channel, basically took him to task, and even she, it was kind of a softball in Rio. It wasn't as hard as I would have went against him, but she basically said, what you're saying doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. And it doesn't.
By many of the people that watched it.
Well, it certainly got a lot of attention, and then your Facebook page got shut down. What happened exactly?
Okay,
well, I attempted to log on.
Why are you guys talking to him like he's a fucking retard? I mean, he's 12, and he obviously has some pretty stupid political views. I mean, obviously you guys don't think they're stupid.
Right.
But, clearly he has the ability to communicate like an adult. You don't need to have this, I'm speaking to a child now voice.
Do you understand what we're saying? We're using grown-up words.
Your Facebook page got cut off. That means you can no longer log
That
into
is
it.
Bad. Did that make you cry? Were you sad?
one day after school on Friday, and it didn't allow me to log in, and I was really surprised about this. But then I read a bit about it, and there was time and time again where Facebook had shut down many conservative accounts after they decided to speak up. And I think that if they are going to stifle free speech and hinder the
There's
First
no
Amendment,
conservative stuff
then
on
I think
Facebook.
there should be necessary
Hold on.
Let's
repercussions
remember
about
that. There's
Hold
nothing
on.
conservative on Facebook at
Yeah,
all.
you have real trouble finding any conservative viewpoints on Facebook, you know? It's almost impossible.
An ex-Marine was giving a lecture to a class. Remember all those stupid...
Yeah, I love that one. That one's a great one. I actually saw that one cropped up again a few months ago, actually, as a slightly different version, but pretty much the same. It made its rounds on Facebook. There's plenty of Tea Party shit I see on there all the time. There's plenty of anti-Obama shit I see on there all the time. There's plenty of crazy Alex Jones conspiracy shit I see on there all the time. And that one post you're talking about, the one where it's like the atheist professor.
Yeah.
What is it with the Christians and this weird atheist professor trope they do lately?
What about the one about the soldier driving the Jeep?
Yeah, and it's like for some reason he's an American soldier among American soldiers, but for some reason all the other soldiers are atheists, and he's like the only Christian, and they make fun of him for it. It's like, this is not our military.
Yeah.
You don't even know what our military is like if you think this story is true.
Yeah.
And his captain or sergeant or whatever is like, goes through all the trouble of taking an engine out of a Jeep just so it won't start.
Yeah, not taking the battery out.
Don't disconnect the battery or fucking, remove one easily removed component. No, remove the entire engine in a multi-hour procedure. And then, of course, the Christian, because he had faith in God, was able to move the Jeep even though there was no engine.
And then everyone cried and started praising God.
Of course they did.
Immediately.
Of course they did. And that's allowed on Facebook. So.
Yeah, and people believe that shit.
Stupid people.
I remember one of the first ones of those that I ever heard on the internet was when Columbine happened, the one about do you believe in God, and the girl said yes.
They even wrote books about that.
That story is utter bullshit.
A total bullshit account. No basis in fact whatsoever, and even her parents bolstered the story. Like, they basically turned. It was actually the parents that were fanning the flames, even though there was no evidence that actually happened to their daughter. They put out a book like, this happened to her, and she's this great martyr, and be sure to buy this book and buy her shirts and go visit her website and like never forget and blah blah blah. Basically turning their daughter into a piece of mass merchandise. But of course, what do you expect from a religion that's always turned death and sacrifice into something noble?
Anyway, though, the point is there's no shortage of conservative bullshit on Facebook. They do not target conservatives and block their shit.
That because it makes, in honesty, no sense when someone decides to put their opinions out there. They should be welcomed, they shouldn't be taken away.
Well, the repercussions that we've seen is that 1.2 million people have viewed this, and they may not have otherwise had the headlines not, come out about Facebook doing this to you. How do you respond to that?
I think the 1.2 million people that viewed it, I think they viewed it because of the reason that I was completely direct with that. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I was direct with the president. I was very rational when I made it, but I was very direct when I made my points about his love for America and how he decided to deal with ISIS. And I would say that Facebook, regardless of if they disagree or whatever, that's not the point. But I think the point is is that when a person decides to speak up, their voice shouldn't be hindered because of someone disagreeing.
You also posted the video on YouTube. Did Google take it down? Google owns YouTube, or is it still up?
It is still up on YouTube.
Oh, so Google kept it up. Facebook didn't. Your parents are both Democrats. How'd you fall so far from the...
You were wrong, Ben.
Yeah. I'll admit that I was wrong.
You were wrong,
I'll
Ben.
admit that I was wrong.
You were wrong,
Ben was wrong.
That's so weird, though.
Ben was wrong.
So what's your opinion on how this happened? Maybe he'll address it in a second, but before we get to that point.
Maybe he's just one of those natural-born conservatives.
Sounds Southern. He sounds Southern to me, so I'm guessing he lives in the South somewhere.
Look, when people go online, and people are so connected now, and they kind of hear like, this kid probably just was exposed to conservative ideologies. Like, that all makes sense to me. I like this. And he probably that's just went from there.
Maybe he just has a crush on Rudy Giuliani and
Nosferatu.
yeah, you know, he's got a Nosferatu fetish.
Yeah,
Nosferatu Rettenbacher.
But I mean,
and
at least you can say for the kid, he's just not following what his parents say.
if the kid thinks for himself, Ben.
You know, well, I
unlike
think it's
you,
a matter
buddy.
of, finding my own way in politically, because I believe strongly in the values of limited government, freedom, liberty, and personal responsibility, and those big stances that the Republican Party holds. And to me, I wanted to find my own way.
Of that shit.
When you
It's
say
a nice talking point, but none of it's really true.
So when you say limited government, you also mean that the government shouldn't be able to control who marries who, and the government shouldn't be able to control what we put into our own bodies, right?
Well, it's also interesting because the Republicans love spending money on defense. Like, they spend almost $1 trillion or sometimes more than $1 trillion a year we spend on defense, but there's for limited government.
When they
remember.
say limited government, all they're talking about is tax money.
They're talking about entitlements and things like that. Like, they want to do away with Social Security, Medicare. They want to do away with programs that actually help the average person, as long as it doesn't help corporations. I guess you could argue food stamps do help corporations because they get all the money, but for the most part, unless it helps their cronies.
But it all has to do with how tax dollars are spent.
Oh, sure.
It doesn't have much. I mean,
no, they want you to pay more tax. They just don't want their conservative friends to pay more tax. That's what they're saying. They're saying people who make money on capital gains, because they say, oh, well, you're being taxed twice. Is that really fair? No, it's not fair. We need to make that rate zero. But the average person, these average workers, they're bums. They're not paying enough income tax. They say 50% of people don't pay income tax. They need to pay more. That's what they're saying.
In politics, I wanted to find a place where I really agreed with, and for me, that was the Republican Party.
Tucker Carlson's coming up a boner
CJ,
right
thanks
now.
for joining us.
Or Fox and Friends.
Tucker Carlson's like, yeah. He's like a little young conservative Obama.
Here's a clip of a guy on CNN arguing that being gay is a choice, and he gives kind of a weird example on why he thinks being gay is a choice.
Okay.
One issue, same-sex marriage. You have equal protection. It's working its way through the courts. The decisions are getting more and more uniform. But then you have people of faith who say marriage is ours. God says it is a man and a woman. The Bible says, my faith says.
What?
We already covered this video, didn't we?
We did? No.
With Ben Carson? Yeah, we did.
Okay, then what does he say?
He basically says, he just goes on to say that it is a choice. He talks about like prison or something.
Yeah, we did cover this?
Yeah.
When?
I think it was like, was it like not? It wasn't Friday or something. I think it was the last time I was on. I think we covered this.
I don't remember it.
I'm pretty sure we did. I mean, we
Do you
covered
remember
it. We covered it again if you want, but
I do not remember it. If we did, I guess this is round 2 because I don't remember.
We did, but okay.
Which one wins with Dr. Carson?
Here's what I would do. I would do what the Constitution says. Constitution says civil issues of that nature should be determined at the state level. Why does it say that? Because the judicial system at the state level has to answer to the people.
What if people of a state vote for a law 100-0 that winds up infringing on the rights of a minority, like happened very often with slavery, like many would argue is happening now with people who are gay?
And our Constitution was followed, and we corrected those things.
And isn't that what's happening right now with same-sex marriage? It's being corrected as a form of violation of equal protection.
No, you can't just say because it happened that way this time, this is the same situation. It's not the same situation. Because people have no control over their race, for instance.
You think they have control over their sexuality?
Absolutely.
You think being gay is a choice?
Okay, so before he even gets to whatever his reasoning is, I'm just going to say that even if being gay is a choice, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? There's plenty of things that are choices that are still covered by the Constitution, like your religion, for instance. It says you have freedom of religion in America. Religion's a choice, isn't it? I mean, it's at least partially a choice.
Yep.
So it's certainly more of a choice than who you're sexually attracted to. Let's hear what his actual reason is.
All right. Yeah, I don't think we played this before because
I've never seen it.
We didn't
so.
play it on the last show, and the last show is the only show that Scotty was on for like the last week because Scotty was out for like 3 or 4 shows previous to that.
No, I've never seen this video.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I've never seen it either.
Okay, so Ben showed us because I've seen this exact clip, and okay, maybe I watched it.
Yeah, you probably watched it.
Okay,
because-
okay, you guys are eating some fucking serious crow. If I go fucking find this shit with us reviewing this, you guys have to eat some serious crow.
All right, I will.
Fine.
I
just don't-
agree to that, but
because-
I don't remember ever seeing this.
because
I remember seeing this video. I'm pretty sure we covered it.
Okay, well, this happened recently.
When did it happen?
I don't have the exact date on it.
I'm
but-
pretty sure we
But it
covered
happened recently,
I'm
and
pretty
it
sure
wasn't
we
on the
did.
last show, and you weren't on for like 3 or 4 shows prior
I've
to
never
that.
seen it, so let's watch it and see what the fuck he says.
All right.
I don't care about this argument.
Why do you say that?
Because a lot of people who go into prison straight, and when they come out, they're gay. So did something happen while they were in there? Ask yourself that question.
Never go to prison,
Well,
and you know
but-
there's a whole
Wait a minute.
theory of
I said-
dominance.
wait a minute. I said a lot of people who
Uh,
go in.
So, I mean, first of all, if you go to prison, I mean, like, if you go to prison and you get fucked in the ass, or you do some ass fucking and you discover you like it, then, you know, maybe it was just, you know, an opportunity or something there, but you probably had something in you to like it already. Because I guarantee you that, you know, if you just put a straight person in prison and have them get drilled in the ass a few times, it's not going to make them all of a sudden like, you know what? I like dick. Why not?
And come out. Are you denying that that's true?
I am
No,
not
you're not.
denying that that's true, but I am
Okay,
denying
but
that that's as a
if,
basis of understanding
in fact-
homosexuality.
If in fact that is the case, then it obviously thwarts what you just said.
A lot of people go into jail as a drug addict and they come out as a criminal.
But
Does that
here's-
mean that all drug addicts are
Here's
criminals?
what's important. Why do gay people want to get married? Because they want to have various rights.
No, they want
property
commitment.
rights.
That's right.
Visitation rights.
They want their commitment to count just like
Why-
mine and my wife's.
Why can't any two human beings, I don't care what their sexual orientation is, why can't they have the legal right to do those things?
That's what they're fighting for.
Okay, that does not require changing the definition of marriage.
But it would require covering that union.
What do you mean it doesn't require a change the definition of marriage? If anyone can make that arrangement, then they can choose to call it whatever the fuck they want. You don't even have to call a marriage a marriage. But they want the exact same legal rights that are bestowed by the federal government onto people that come along with getting married. So it makes sense to say gay marriage because they're going to be doing the things that are encompassed by marriage. They're going to be getting the rights that are associated with marriage.
Exactly.
This guy's crazy.
All right. And I do want to point out this story hit on March 4th. We did do a show on Wednesday, March 4th. Scotty wasn't here. We did not do a show on March 6th. We did a show on Monday, March 9th. Scotty was here. We did not cover this video then. Scotty is wrong.
Okay. Go jerk off, man.
Eating some crow.
Crow sandwich.
Crow sandwich for Scotty.
I was pretty fucking sure we covered this.
We didn't.
Then- okay, well, I fucking have seen this video. I could have sworn it was here.
Well,
yeah, well.
Swear
Oh, well. Don't make me-
Swear to me! As you do others,
Don't let me open
which
a can
is,
of whoop ass on
called,
both of you guys.
which is called marriage in our society.
I'm done with
don't
this.
think so.
I'm done with this. There's nothing more to say.
All right.
There's literally nothing more.
John Cena will soon pass Ric Flair's record. Oh yeah, you can't even have it on Facebook. So you want to talk shit? You can't even have one thing on Facebook.
You were saying I knew we fucking watched this before. When I'm right,
I
you guys
knew.
are gonna eat crow.
Okay, well, that's fine. I was wrong.
Okay,
but you still
that's
can't.
all.
But is it not true you deleted 2 times just a post of just John Cena?
Is it not true you got mad because we played Hey Scotty, so I stopped playing?
So what,
them?
Ben? So what? I'm going out. Okay, but well, you can't acknowledge that you got pissed off with the Ric Flair thing. You won't acknowledge it.
Tensions
You
are
won't-
high.
You will not acknowledge that you
it's
got
fine.
mad. There was a thing with John Cena holding the title and then Ric Flair, and you wouldn't delete that. You didn't do it.
Of course I did it.
Okay,
Fight.
then own up to it.
Fight!
You want me to own up to my shit? I'm saying own up to your
Okay.
shit.
Okay,
Fight!
fine.
Fight!
I'm not gonna fight, Ben. I'm just saying I just disagree with that.
You guys take this outside.
Why don't you take it outside?
This is the alternative.
Swapping makeout match.
It's like an
What is
airbag
this?
for a bullet.
airbag for a butt?
It attaches to a real gun.
What?
Okay, no one's gonna use that.
Huh?
The new device is intended to give a suspect one last chance to live.
Put the knife down, sir.
When police decide the situation is dangerous enough to use lethal force.
Let's lethal. Bang. It's actually created by a retired sheriff officer, and he
Cops aren't
did
gonna
not
use it.
like the
No
fact
one's gonna
that
use it.
people were being shot when the officers do have time, but they had no other option in lethal force.
The makers say it's not to be used in split-second decisions, but only when an officer
Then who
has
would use
3
it?
seconds or more to react. What does this do to the body?
How are
Well,
you
it's
supposed
gonna
to? How are you supposed to know
Isn't
when
that
you're
when
gonna
you-
have 3 seconds to react?
Isn't that when you should use a gun? When you have no other choice?
Right. I mean, like, the only fucking justification for using your gun is if you have no other alternative, or you're just in a situation where you don't even have time to react any other way.
I mean, there could be some times, I guess, if there's like a standoff or something, but how often does that really happen?
If there's a standoff,
Let me
are
put
you
my
really gonna be
bullet
concerned-
condom on really quick, guys.
Yeah, hold on, guys.
You know, give the suspect one last chance to live. I mean, it's kind of
it's a
kind of a
noble
nice
idea, I
idea.
guess,
Just,
yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. It's not going to work.
Like getting hit in the chest by a Major League Baseball player with a hammer.
The bullet merges with the metal bulb, which travels about 1/5 the speed of a regular bullet.
It could definitely break. I mean, could it kill you?
It absolutely could, but we know a bullet kills you. There is a possibility that this could kill you, but it is very slight when you compare that to a bullet.
CEO Christian Ellis says after 9 years in development, it's ready. It comes as police across the country face intense scrutiny and protest over the killings of unarmed suspects. So far, there is only one police department in America that has decided to test the device.
The police already have
beanbag
non-lethal measures they can use. I mean, if you want a split-second non-lethal alternative, use a fucking taser.
Look, you know, we already know that the police deserve the scrutiny. When you kill unarmed people, it's not just like, oh well, they might be bad or something. They might have done something bad. I mean, I kind of hear that argument a lot. Like, well, some of these people had rap sheets and they weren't saints, and it's like, well, just because someone wasn't perfect, does that mean they deserve to be killed? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think everyone's made bad decisions in life. I don't think that means you should be fucking shot and killed for them.
I do. Kill them all.
Well, then you fit right in with the conservative.
Kill them all. Let God
Ferguson,
sort
Missouri.
them out.
Yes, that Ferguson. The department that became the catalyst for nationwide protests against police tactics after its officer shot to death unarmed teenager Michael Brown.
Why is Ferguson looking at this device?
This is something that we just happened to run across, especially considering the outcry about saving lives, even lives of people that you're trying to apprehend. That this might be something that was worth looking into.
But some former law enforcement officers have huge reservations about it, saying it could do more harm than good, especially to officers.
These situations escalate virtually instantaneously. If you had such a device available, be quite frank with you, you could not transition to lethal force fast enough to save your life.
The makers of the alternative say their test shows
that's
otherwise.
the problem.
I hate to.
That really is always the problem there.
I hate to agree with the fucking the cops' point of view against the non-lethal measure, but that's a pretty good point. I mean, it just seems like it would do more harm than good. You know, especially with this, oh, well, you can only use it in instances where you know you have 3 seconds. I mean, like, if you're in an instance where you need to be even fucking around with your gun, you know, seconds fucking count. You don't waste 3 seconds fucking getting some cheap plastic bullshit on the end of your gun.
No.
So that you could fire off some non-lethal warning shot and just hit them with a fucking ball. I mean, if it's a situation where lethal force is not called for, then don't use a lethal weapon, modified or not.
The device only works for the very first shot, intended to stop, not kill a suspect. But if that doesn't work, the gun is ready to fire lethal rounds in a split second.
Everything disengages from the weapon, and the officer's ready to go with his bullets or her bullets when needed.
However, the device has not been tested in real-life situations on human beings. With the outcry over police tactics, for now, it's just an alternative. But in the future, it just might save a life.
Well,
Sarah Seidner, CNN, San Diego, California.
The other thing I'm thinking about here is like, it's kind of weird to have an alteration that turns a lethal weapon into a probably non-lethal weapon, because then, you know, they're going to be in situations where otherwise they might not have even pulled their gun out, and instead they're going to be fucking feeling like, well, I'm just going to shoot them with one of these things, you know, and then all of a sudden there's a gun out and drawn and being fired that instantly converts to a lethal weapon after one shot.
Yeah, what if they double tap the round? I mean, they'll shoot one non-lethal round and then one lethal round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange idea. I understand the concept behind it. You know, I can see why some people would think it might be effective, and maybe it will be when it's actually tested. I don't know, but I have a strong amount of skepticism towards this fucking invention.
All right, we're moving on to... Oh, by the way, everyone, if you enjoy the show, hit the thumbs up button.
Thumbs up your ass, bitch.
Just a reminder to everyone, this Saturday we'll be doing the Patreon-only show. So that should be good.
Be sure to check Friday. I have some expensive Scottish whiskey, otherwise known as Scotch.
Courtesy of Zonstar.
Yeah, courtesy of our buddy Zonstar,
who hopefully said he'll be on the show again in a few months.
And we're gonna bring that. We're gonna drink it. We're gonna drink it all.
I don't know about all.
We'll drink it all.
Oh, you can drink it all if you want.
And then you guys need to find something for you guys to drink.
Fuck you, TJ. You could have it all then.
Yeah. We might as well get a wheelchair for TJ.
We might as well fucking get an ambulance for TJ.
Yeah.
Ambulance.
An ambulance.
All right. First question.
Hey, Drunken Peasants.
Scotty's
I
awesome.
got a question to ask you and something to tell you. I want to know your opinion on Peter Joseph and the Zeitgeist movement. And what I'd like to tell you...
Peter Joseph and Zeitgeist?
The Zeitgeist movement. The Zeitgeist is a dumbass conspiracy theory type video. It makes some atheistic arguments, but actually the atheistic arguments it makes are some of the worst ever.
That's pretty funny.
It's actually quite easy for any Christian with any intelligence to go and just totally tear the arguments apart. My understanding is that it's improved somewhat over time, but it's basically like this 9/11 truther type shit. Lots of futurist fantasies and stuff. It's basically just your typical whack job belief system, and I'm assuming that the guy whose name he mentioned is probably the one behind it all.
Oh, I didn't even know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it.
You guys are lucky. How do you not know anything about it? Back in my day, fuck, I'm an old man.
Oh God, you did.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
You just did that.
Back in my fucking day.
My day.
But seriously, back in my day, you know, when I first started on YouTube, you could not even if you open your inbox as a YouTube atheist, all you saw was invitations to watch Zeitgeist. Hey man, you watch Zeitgeist? You seen Zeitgeist? You ever watch Zeitgeist? Fuck Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist sucks. Anyone who likes Zeitgeist is a fucking retard.
Well, we'll take your word for it on that because I have not seen it.
Zeitgeist.
Never seen it.
Zeitgeist.
Sounds like I didn't miss much.
Ben is the star of the show. TJ and Scotty, you guys are alright. But Ben, that voice, you can make it anywhere, man. Alright, guys. Thanks a lot
Best
for the
question
entertainment.
ever.
Dude,
Peace
you
the
fucking
fuck.
suck, and if I ever see you, I'll slap you upside your ugly
Best
fucking head.
question ever.
And by the way, your hairline's receding. And you're fat and stupid.
It has
so
receded.
Have fun with your life, buddy.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you.
Best question ever.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Hey, peasants.
It's the
How you
same
doing?
guy.
Hope you're doing well. If you have a guest, hope you're doing good too. I'm going to talk to you about conspiracy. You guys rip on conspiracy theorists a lot, and for good reason, because a lot of them are fucking crazy.
All of them.
But that said, I do consider myself a conspiracy theorist. I do believe in some 9/11 shit and some JFK stuff.
Well, you're a
but
fucking moron.
I don't have facts to back that shit up. So, what I want to talk to you about is stuff we know. We know about the Federal Reserve being a private bank. We know about the Trilateral Commission. We know about the International Monetary Fund in Bilderberg. And I know Bilderberg Group is a whole bunch of rich motherfuckers getting together and hobnobbing. But let me tell you something. I used to work at a hotel, and once a month, all the owners, the motherfuckers, would get together and have a party. And you know they were price fixing. Now, when these people do it, room rates go up. When these people over here do it, regimes get toppled, we go to war, you know, all this stuff happens. And it all flows through the banks. And, you know, from at least of what we know, the Federal Reserve was started by some pretty shady motherfuckers. And, you know, it's still believed that those families control the banks today. And that's where all the blood money gets funneled through. So, my question to you is, do you believe that there are people above governments? That there are some godfather hands at work on this world? And if so, is there anything we can do about it? Hey, thanks, peasants. And as Pat Condell would say, fuck Muslims. Peace.
Yep.
Conspiracy theories are bullshit.
See, the star of the show said it. You know it's true. Yeah, we don't agree with any of that shit. I mean, in terms of
He's
like
garbage. So I won't answer his question.
Scotty refuses to even
He can go
acknowledge
fuck himself.
But I'll just say that, you know, in terms of people buying and selling power, sure it happens, but it's not a conspiracy. It's pretty much done right in the open.
Scotty, Ben, TJ, SummerSlam, me, you, 5 bananas, 2 cups. Anyway, been watching a long time now, love your show. I've never found anything wrong with it. My favorite one was with Mercedes, of course. But
Of course. I'm so
I
shocked
know
to
you
hear
guys
that.
like playing video games, and you've obviously said you like watching wrestling a fair bit. So have you ever played any of the WWE games? If so, what one was your favorite? And what was the most insane, obtuse characters you've ever made, if any? And what were their finisher moves?
Okay, so my favorite wrestling game goes way back. It was WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. And then I also like Fire Pro Wrestling. Those are my 2 favorite wrestling games.
No Mercy for me too. I used to play that with my friends.
Yeah,
back
the
in
64
the day.
one was pretty fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I created some weird ass characters. I created like some like characters that'd probably be like a mix between like Goldust and Kane.
We actually did. We actually did buy the WWE 2015 or 14 whatever one.
Yeah, 2K15.
Yeah, we didn't like it though. We're like, okay, how do you do all this shit? And we just couldn't figure it out. And we're like, okay, well, is there a tutorial that'll just take you through the basics? And we're like, yeah, we're too lazy to play this.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys learned how to play it, it would probably be fun.
Oh, I'm sure, but it's kind of the things where it's like, I wish they would just do a little walkthrough. Like, this is the basic shit.
There's no reason, like most fighting games you get now, like if you get the new Killer Instinct or you get like, you know, Dead or Alive or whatever fucking else is floating around out there, they have like a tutorial you can go to.
Yeah.
The WWE 2K15 kind of has a tutorial, but it doesn't actually tell you how to do anything.
Wrestling games are a little different than fighting games, though. There's a lot more moves involved.
Which is all the more reason to have a fucking tutorial.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it was kind of intuitive the one time I played it at your house, but I'm sure if I had some time to sit down with it, I could probably figure out. Just because I played so many wrestling games, though.
Maybe so, but I haven't played any. It's pretty much since No Mercy. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Ben has, because he's played it more. He kind
Yeah.
of realizes how to play it a little bit better than us, because he did seem to know what he was doing. Well, me and you were kind of just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got frustrated with pretty quick. I don't like things that have such a high learning curve that I'm not instantly good at them. So.
No, I'm fine with the high learning curve. It's just like kind of explain the basics to me, then I can learn from there.
There's so many things, though, that are rewarding if you take a little time to learn how to do them, though. I'm not talking about video games.
Yeah,
but-
like your mom.
Okay. Well, I actually more like
1993 wants his joke back, TJ.
Doesn't matter.
I'm more like like playing an instrument or something
wrong.
like that. All right, next one.
Your mom's an instrument.
Evening there, drunken peasants. I was just wondering what your primary bit of advice would be in order to make sure that future YouTube videos are no longer boring.
It's the Benfamit.
One big problem
Hey, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a Benfamit.
Benfamit.
I'm choking Onision with my snake cocks.
That's awesome.
And I have an awesome pair of tits.
Benfamit.
And you're holding a pan too. So you're gonna bludgeon him to death. The pan's gonna be like a hammer.
I notice is a lot of people talk about their
Oh, I thought you had a
production
mic.
issues, but no one wants to hear about how uncomfortable someone's chair is or how much somebody's microphone sucks. No one seems to really be judging folks on video cameras, quality, and if they are, fuck those guys.
I don't know.
I mean, it depends. Like if
you know, if it's like up to like at least like if someone's mic sucks so bad that they're like, right guys, what to the third?
Yeah, like the inebriated
It's like-
surfs.
Yeah, I mean, like no one likes that shit. Why would you? It's fucking grating to listen to. Or if someone's camera sucks so much dick that you gotta squint and you're just like so pixely and fucking grainy, it's like,
Yeah, but beyond that, I mean, it doesn't have to be a fucking Hollywood production.
Yeah, I mean, like as long as it's like decent, it's like no one really gives too much of a fuck.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. I'm a big fan of your show, and I just wanted to ask if you guys had a favorite Star Trek episode, like just one in general. I don't know if you've been asked this question or not, but if not, I just wanted to know, because I've heard you guys like Star Trek.
Man.
So thanks.
Oh, that's hard.
I have one.
Go.
Season 2, Measure of a Man.
Oh, with that someone said data.
Yeah, it's more. It's funny because it's more of like a courtroom drama type show. There's no lasers. There's no crazy aliens or starship battles. Basically, the whole premise is Data's humanity being put on trial. Whether
You ask us to seek out new life, and there it is in front of you.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
Is he property because he's artificial, or is he a sentient being because he is self-aware and intelligent and can think for himself?
I'm gonna have to go with a three-way tie on this one. I'm gonna say Data's Day from Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's basically an entire episode told from Data's perspective. It's also an episode that doesn't really have a lot of like action and shit going on. There's really not any.
It's funny. Just like mine, the ones that are more thoughtful are the better ones.
Well, I'm about to just smash that to pieces because I'd also say the episode of Deep Space Nine. I don't know the title of the episode, but it's basically where Sisko gets the Romulans involved in the Dominion War through highly questionable means that are probably antithetical to the spirit of Starfleet.
Oh yeah, that was another great episode we were talking about.
And it was probably the defining moment for Sisko as a character, more so than any other moment in the series.
He basically makes it so like the guy I think it's like a sender ship blows up or something.
Well, I don't want to give away too much, but because there might be people who haven't seen it.
It came out like 20 years ago.
Spoiler, this happened in the fucking mid-90s.
Yeah.
Well,
mid-90s.
I just watched it for the first time, a couple years ago or a year ago or whatever.
Okay, but I mean.
But also, I would say a two-parter from Voyager, Scorpions, where the Borg finally meet their match in the form of Species 8472, which I really appreciate them as an alien because it's one of the few Star Trek species that's not
the Undine.
Fuck that. It's not one. It's one of the few Star Trek species that's not like we're just humans with some ridges on our fucking foreheads.
But Tholians are like
ears.
that too.
Yeah, they are. That's like those are like the insect ones.
They're like giant spiders, basically.
Yeah, they're pretty freaky.
And Gorn are not quite so humanoid.
Well, they're kind of a little bit.
I have heard some explanations about why everyone's humanoid, but I'm not sure if it's canon, so I won't.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with tech.
Well, there was an episode where it's implied, well, not implied, but pretty much outright stated that all of the races, the major races of Star Trek, evolved from one species, altering. Basically.
Yeah. What was that name?
It was like a panspermia thing where they basically just like put their spread their genetic information across the universe so that
that's what I was referring to.
I can't remember the name of the race though, but I remember
I didn't see that episode. That's why I didn't want to say if it was. I didn't know if it was.
But because the Romulans and Federation and Klingons all end up there, and then they all think that it's going to be like a great weapon or something, and it just ends up being like a message.
Yeah, I think the Ferengi were there too.
Yep. Yeah.
But only the Romulans and Federation are actually receptive to the message.
My two favorites, in all honesty. Romulans are by far my favorite.
I took a Star Trek "What Race Are You" quiz online, and I got Ferengi. So, Sky, did you mention your favorite episode? I don't remember.
I didn't, but I liked Data's Day. I like what is that one? In Theory, which is the one that was directed by Patrick Stewart. which is like where Data, like basically this woman falls in love with Data.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
Data episodes were just the best in
I
general.
love-
That's
yeah.
I think the conclusion we're coming to here.
I love it when Data, in that episode, Data decides that, oh, it's about time her and I have a fight. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, she says something to him, and he, like, is like, well, maybe there's something wrong with you. And that shit made me laugh so hard.
I want to say that the end of that episode has always kind of, like, haunted me a little bit. You know, it's a very disquieting kind of, like, moment where, I don't know if you remember, but basically she's like, I think we should break up, Data. And he's like, oh, okay, well, relationship program terminated, bye.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I don't give a
And he's
shit.
just like sitting there like,
Yeah, and that's it.
it's like, I don't think you were quite ready for this yet, Data.
Yeah. How about, while we're on the subject, how about least favorite?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
The season finale for season 2.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst episode.
That's the worst Next Generation
Easily
episode.
the worst episode ever. You're right.
You know what episodes I really hated? They're Deep Space Nine episodes. It's the ones where they're like working at a newspaper, and it's like there are, you know, counterparts.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, for each person.
You know, people kind of go both ways on that. I kind of was more, I liked it, but I've met other people who are pretty critical of that.
One episode that a lot of people hate that I actually like is the one where they play the Vulcans in baseball, and they actually think they're going to win.
That was actually a great episode.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Great conclusion to that episode.
Yeah.
Where they actually do, well, I won't spoil it.
I wouldn't even worry about spoiling.
I'm worried about
I don't
it.
want to spoil it, even though it's like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't mean every fucking buddy's seen it yet.
Hey, TJ watches King Kong. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. How it ends.
I don't want to spoil Citizen Kane for anyone.
Rosebud.
Yeah, it's seriously. Be a rosebud, TJ. You're
the sled.
You're a rosebud.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. I've got 2 questions for you today, and that includes you, Scotty. The first one is,
Jesus, man.
over Jacqueline Glenn, who would win in a fight? The YB atheist guy, or Glenn Humplick, also known as Ryan Winey, before he's been fucked in the ass and made humble by the aluminum chic at SummerSlam?
Who would win in a fight for Jacqueline Glenn's affections? Ryan Winey, or Wiley, if you prefer, or
the aluminum chic.
No, not the aluminum chic. It was either Ryan Wiley or the YB and atheist guy.
I go for the YB and atheist guy.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I actually have to give the edge to Ryan Wiley on that one
because he has like the mathematical. Maybe he knows like leverage.
No, I mean like even though they both look like total pussies, but
no, you're wrong.
I would say the YB.
He'll start doing his improvisation singing, and everyone will just go and they'll fall to the ground and die.
Okay, well maybe.
So,
Ryan Wiley actually looks like he could take that guy.
And the second is, you all can just go ahead and chime in, but Ben, what do you think of the band Ghost?
Never heard of them. Honestly.
Ben doesn't give a fuck about your Ghost, bitch.
Ghost is amazing.
I love
I've
Ghost.
never heard of them.
Ghost is great. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. No one cares.
We don't know.
Hey, you misogynistic fuckwits. The modern feminists have the best solution when it comes to rape. Teach boys not to rape. Don't tell women to defend themselves. What the fuck is the matter with you? Jesus fucking Christ. Teach boys not to rape and all of our problems are fucking solved.
Fucking.
And that is the best solution by far.
What's your question, sir?
You think you guys can come up with a better one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Next Question.
This is that guy. This is the guy
sucking
from,
a big brown dick.
This was the guy that was in Korea the last time. I wonder if he's still there.
Yeah. He was in North Korea.
South Korea.
Mass murder pills. My last question was a touch simplistic, so hopefully this one will afford a more robust opportunity for discussion. Many historical and social scientists have theorized that collectivization might be a natural bent of man. So, extrapolating that to your interest in transhumanism, do you believe that a society that would require that kind of enhanced cognition and network compatibility would ultimately result in a hive mind like the Borg have set up, or at least a level of human integration that might eliminate individuality? Regardless, I'd like to hear your opinions on the subject.
Why come you using all them big fancy words for? Need to talk you more simple so people understand what you talking about, boy.
Many people argue that we're more connected now than ever, but I mean, if you look at the number of people that say they're lonely, it's gone up exponentially.
I wonder why.
So I mean,
it's almost like people have substituted gadgets and gizmos for a human interaction.
Well, I mean, but they interact through all these social mediums now.
It's not real interaction.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean,
real.
it is to an extent, but
But do you think that will ultimately lead to people being more connected, like like a singularity kind of thing?
I've always seen the transhumanism thing going more in the direction of like there's all these different subcultures now. I kind of see every subculture altering itself or not altering itself based on its own values and shit. And I almost feel like if transhumanism became like really viable, where the human experience was way more customizable than it is now, then I think we would diverge into a lot of different
So you're saying transmetropolitan is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it would be more like in the transmetropolitan comics, which I don't know how many people are familiar with those, but I can kind of see it going in that direction where everything, different subcultures go off in their own directions and make their own sort of enhancements and adjustments to what it means to be human.
Seems pretty plausible.
Rather than some Borg collective type situation. But, who knows?
Do any of y'all give gifts during the holidays? And do you think that it is okay for atheists to give gifts and celebrate Christmas even if they don't believe in the true meaning of Christmas?
I give gifts sometimes, and then sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of like depends on how much money I have and how generous I'm feeling and all that other shit.
I don't think it should be mandatory whatsoever.
No. Yeah.
If you feel like it, do it.
But you know what? Being in my presence is a gift, so I give a gift every year to everyone that's around me.
It's the gift that keeps on
Yeah.
giving. Yeah, but
I actually got you a pretty nice fucking gift, TJ. So you can go fuck yourself.
I got you a nice gift too, I think. I don't remember what it was, but
Spock.
Oh yeah, I got you that Spock wall decal, and now he's dead, so it's probably up in value. It's a joke. It's a joke,
I doubt
Scotty.
it, TJ. No, you're serious, TJ.
It's a joke, Scotty.
Too soon.
Too soon. Come on.
Hey, TJ, don't you think it's annoying how in Rick and Morty, Rick says Morty's name after every single sentence?
No.
No.
I think it's pretty funny.
Rick and Morty is awesome. How dare you insult them?
Hello, my question is, what is your opinion on The Sopranos?
Never watched it.
Never watched. Well, you know what? I tried to watch one episode. I thought it was boring.
Yep, not a big fan on the whole gangster.
You don't like that genre in general?
No.
What about Goodfellas?
Goodfellas, I mean, some of the more classic movies, Goodfellas and The Godfather, I think are cool.
I actually am one of the few people that's not a big Godfather fan.
Dude, don't make me an offer. I'll have to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Then again, I only watched it once, and it was a long time ago, so I might try again sometime.
Well, yeah, I mean, you watched, 2 minutes of DS9?
Yeah,
and then it ended up becoming
Yeah, I
your
heard that
favorite
conversation.
But I mean, there's even been times where
let's
No,
hear about
no,
that.
wait a minute. Ben, you should tell this story.
It's
It's not a long story, but it's still funny.
How about a third party tell the story?
Objective third party? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm definitely not objective, but I'm definitely a third party.
Yeah.
I remember it was one of the few, the first time TJ and Ben had ever hung out, and they were like, so let's talk about Star Trek. TJ's like, oh, I've seen Next Generation. Oh, I haven't really seen Deep Space Nine. I'm like, oh, I watched Deep Space Nine when I was a kid. And TJ's like, oh, no, I tried to watch 10 minutes of the first episode. It was fucking lame, and it's just not as good as the Next Generation. And Ben's like, you're an idiot. It's actually, in a lot of respects, better than the Next Generation. TJ, poppycock, you lie, Ben. And then he slapped Ben, and Ben was killed. And luckily he made a clone of Ben, but that's neither here nor there.
But now it's TJ's favorite.
Yeah, TJ, what is your favorite Star Trek series?
Deep Space Nine.
Good thing you listened to Ben.
Yep. I guess you right, Scotty. I guess you right. You really got me
Hello
there.
there, drunken peasants.
Have sex with your mother,
Fucking
drunken
cunts.
peasants.
Well, I just beamed down from Church of Gale, and man, I got enlightened. I think I know the one fundamental question that will determine whether or not actually I think a lot of people will watch the show or not. So, what is behind the door that is behind TJ?
You'll never know.
Lots of S&M bondage and sadomasochistic equipment. Spreader bars,
BDSM
cuffs.
It's got one of those humblers. It's like fucking pulls your cock and dick behind your ass, makes you walk on all fours.
Different array of paddles.
Yeah.
Nah,
they're lying. Whips.
Those cool little.
That's actually tame compared to what really is behind the door.
Little
Floggers.
pinwheel things.
Yeah, the little pinwheels.
Oh man, I love those things.
Yeah, so much there.
You guys will never
know. Just so much.
Yep, that's what we got.
And a few gimps are in there too, like Pulp Fiction. You know. Sometimes you hear them banging to get out.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. Could you ever love or have sex with a robot?
I don't know, probably. If it was, I mean, like, if it's like so lifelike that you can't even really if it tell was the difference. indistinguishable from like an actual human in that sense, then I'm sure plenty of people could do it. Like, I don't personally know if I would
Loving
want
it
to.
and having sex with it are different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was like I'm sure a lot of people would have a fuck robot if they could.
If it just
but-
looked real, then having sex with it would be one thing. But loving
Yeah,
it,
love,
it would
yeah,
have
I
to
doubt
have
it.
real, like, human-like emotions,
or at
and-
least like the ability to
Mimic
approximate
them,
them
yeah.
so perfectly that you can't even tell the difference, or you find yourself questioning. That would kind of drive you mad, though, I think.
Hi, Drunken Peasants. My question for you guys is, why do you call it smoke pan? Because that, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Like a pan? Explain.
Noob
God, you're such a noob.
It's
God. It's actually really easy to figure All out. these fucking noobs on this fucking server, man. Okay, what is another word for marijuana? It's spawn killing. What is pot? Pots and pans. Pan. What? Okay, so there's a word.
Mm.
We were watching a Fox News story
Wait.
where they kept calling it pot, and I joked like they should call it pan or something like that.
Yeah, and I
they
think it was
laughed.
like the first episode.
It was
or
it was like the first. It was in the first 3 or of 4 the No at least. BS podcast. But at any rate, we came up with that, and it just kind of stuck. And then we kind of did it for a while. We don't really do it as much anymore.
It's on the
shirt, but
shirts.
it's on the shirt. Yeah, so it's kind of being kept alive
Hey,
by the
hey,
shirt.
hey, Smoke pan every day.
Smoke pan every day.
Since my question concerns coming out as an atheist.
Why be an
I've been an atheist
atheist?
for many years now, but I haven't come out to my family about it. Mainly because they're really religious, and I don't think it would be welcomed very well. And I do care about their opinion. To give you an idea of
Their
how
opinion
religious
is
they
garbage.
are, my aunt is an uber conservative. She worked under Rick Perry, literally and figuratively, for many years in awesome
Literally
legislation.
under Rick Perry.
Um,
Wait a minute.
She
Wait, she just said she worked under Rick Perry literally and figuratively? Yes. Literally, like.
Oh yeah.
Are you implying that like your aunt is getting plowed by Rick Perry? Oh, because that's what I'm gathering from that. Huh? Okay. I guess we could already answer the question. There's really not much more you need to know. You know, you sit here and you say, well, I don't want to come out to my family that I'm an atheist because, you know, I respect their opinion, I value their opinion. Well, they should also respect and value your opinion. Otherwise, it's not a mutually respectful relationship. So,
Yeah.
if you really feel so intimidated that you can't have a fucking disagreement with them, then, I mean, they're not really showing you the same respect that you're showing them, and that's an unfair fucking relationship. The power dynamics are all fucked up, and you should probably think about that.
Well, you know, but I mean, in all fairness, there's a lot of families that are just like, the people are very nice when it comes to just like, blah, 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 you're going to school, doing whatever with your life, that's fine. But then as soon as it comes to religion, people just go ape shit and crazy. And if I ever found out my kid was an atheist, I would never talk to him again or look at him again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's really only by people actually coming out and saying, I am an atheist, that they actually even have any auspices to even reconsider that position. It's like, you know, you can sit there all day and say gay people deserve equal rights, but a lot of people won't listen until, you know, their son or their brother or their cousin is gay.
I'm not saying that means you should never bring up the subject, but some people, no matter what, will ultimately end up being closed-minded about the situation.
Sure.
So I mean, it's probably best to...
For those are the people that it's best to just...
Obviously, she's concerned.
Cut out of your life.
Yeah, obviously she's concerned and doesn't want to lose her family. So I mean, it's probably best to slowly start broaching the subject with these people if you're really concerned and kind of gauge, like, what do you think about atheism? And what do you think? I met someone that's an atheist. We've kind of said this before.
if you're that worried about the opinions of people in your family who are conservative Christians. But I can almost tell
you could dip a toe in the water.
Yeah, almost certainly it's going to be negative.
But I mean, sometimes it doesn't even really make sense to do that because, like you said, until it's them, until they're actually confronted with it right then and there, it's almost like they're not going to actually think about it. They're not going to ever go past that roadblock that religion has put in their mind that says, atheist bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, if at some point eventually you have to make that decision to tell whoever.
Yeah.
Or never, I guess. I mean,
yeah, you don't have to.
Greetings, Drunken Peasants. I got 2 quick questions for you. My first question is, have you guys read the book Catch-22? If so, what are your thoughts on it? And my final question is, do you guys prefer the band Tool or A Perfect Circle? Okay, thanks.
I haven't read the book, but I've sseen one of the film adaptations, and I prefer Tool.
I prefer Tool as well.
I prefer Tool, and I've read part of the book, but I've never. It was one of those books I started reading, but then for some reason I just never finished reading it.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never read it.
And we got one more question, I believe.
Yep, one more question.
The final question.
Okay, Drunken Peasants, if each one of you guys could pick one federal law to abolish, what would it be? Choose something differently because I don't want TJ to just come up with it.
Don't tell us what to do, buddy.
All right, I'm going to pick legalizing marijuana.
That was what I was going to pick.
I know.
Pick something different.
I guess I would
TJ.
legalize every other drug.
I would, let's see. I would get rid of, I would basically get rid of like the 100-year copyright rule.
That'd be a good one too.
So it's just copyrighted eternally? Is that what you mean? Or
No, I think things should be copyrighted for like a period, maybe like 20 years or something. Like if I could change it, I would just make it like so. It was.
What if someone is still actively developing new things for a property? Like let's say something like Star Wars.
Or what about like Conan? Conan is still under copyright, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I mean, obviously there had to be. I guess there had to be more. It would have to be more complex than just 20 years after something. But I mean, it has to be more sensible than we have today. Because pretty much you can have perpetual copyright now.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Or it lasts so long. It's like okay, like Mickey Mouse already should have entered public domain. Obviously, because Disney does not want that. Because then you could have you could legally sell Mickey Mouse getting fucked in the ass. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
But yeah, but don't ever count on that happening because I think what they do is they just say, oh, well, Mickey Mouse appeared in this cartoon as like this, so the copyright it needs to be extended another 100 years or whatever. And there's always a loophole.
Yeah, I definitely don't think any copyright should last 100 years. Like after that much time has passed, it should just it belongs to everyone. I think almost it should belong to everyone anyway. Unless someone is trying to actually make a Star Wars movie and sell it.
You know what? To be more substantive, I would probably say the Patriot Act and stuff like that would be another good thing to do away with as well.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so the show is fucking over.
Yep, we're gonna do the post show. If you want to listen to it, download it on iTunes. Yep. Good night, everybody.
More like Die Tunes.
Die Tune.
Fuck are you going, bitch? Pre-show or post-show, I mean. Post-show, Scotty.